Welcome, everybody. Hope we're all doing good. Hope everybody's having a good day. Let me just post this video announcing the fact that we are live, which I made yesterday, but I forgot to... Oh, unknown error. Why are we getting an unknown error? Ah, what do you mean I'm issuing a malformed request, YouTube? It's not a malformed request. Oh my god. Does anybody get it on YouTube where occasionally they'll get an error that causes them to have to clean all their, like, caches and their cookies and stuff out in order to get back on the website? It started happening to me really recently. I think it might just be a Chrome interaction or something, but it's super annoying because every time I do it, I have to... It's also like I don't save any of my credentials or anything, and I do it all through like a password manager. So the only way for me to get back in is to then type out a whole load of nonsense and sort out a bunch of stuff. And it literally just happened right here, right now, trying to post a video announcing to people that I'm live. How great is that, right, guys? Yeah, it's a real pain in the ass. I don't know what it is. I don't know what started doing it, but it's a bit frustrating. Anyway, yeah, so as I mentioned on Twitter, blah, 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 we were going to start an hour later today. That, of course, also means we're going to end an hour later. We never take an excuse to do a short stream. And so that's what's going to be going on here. So we'll be doing 6 till 8 instead of 5 till 7 today, and I hope it's good. I'm actually really excited because this is going to be the last Heart of Thorns achievement, really, except doing AB metas. But who cares about AB metas, really? I mean, there is a title attached to it, so it seems like it would be pretty good. But yeah, we'll have to see. I had a lot of fun playing the game last night, guys, as well. Nothing to do with POF. It's really weird. I've kind of got into, finally started maybe a little bit more consistently playing in the evenings. And, yeah, I did some dungeons yesterday. I've really got into dungeons, but not on the Rev Condi build, because I was playing with some friends, and one of them quite rightly put, this was not news to me, but one of my friends quite rightly said, you know, power's obviously a lot better in dungeons. And that's not news to me. I knew power was better than dungeons. I was just having fun, as I mentioned on yesterday's stream, in dungeons recently on the Condi build, the Condi Malix build with Jarlis, and just how sustaining it is. And if you run the Life Siphon trait, and it's cool. It's a nice sturdy build for when you're pugging. But I was playing with actual friends, and so I was like, yeah, I'll run a power build instead. So yesterday, I, for the first time in ages, I mean, my total playtime on Guardian is very low, but for the first time in ages, I played a power Guardian in dungeons, and the power creep is obscene. The damage it does is obscene, and it was incredibly fun. Like, even, like, previously really annoying parts, like, we did an SEP2, which is annoying because it can bug, but it's also annoying because it's got some ridiculously tanky bosses. They die in, like, 5 seconds straight. If you go into dungeons with a proper comp these days, it's actually absurd. And all you guys have is my word for it right now, but it is true. I've captured some footage, and I'm looking for an excuse to do a video over this week where I get to just dump that in the background. It's so crazy to see how hard that stuff hits these days, and how ridiculous dungeons have got. So yeah, anyway, I had a lot of fun. I'll show you guys the character, actually, in a second. You could run any build in a dungeon. Yeah, dungeons are, like, really easy. It's weird, though. It is weird because then they're kind of not easy in a lot of ways, because a lot of the way that dungeons work, they're not intuitive. Dungeons are the best place to go to. If you guys run guilds, just FYI, if you run a guild, the best way to grow your guild with new players is to do dungeons, because people doing dungeons are genuine new players or returning players who don't know what the hell is going on with Guild Wars 2. And there's a lot of, like, unintuitive stuff in them, like people not realizing that they're keeping themselves foolishly in combat because they're stood next to, like, a Blossom or something in TA, and they're stopping everyone from being able to res, or just weird ways a lot of the stuff works. Dungeons can be, like, really fiddly and annoying. And if you're not on the perfect builds, and if you're not in good gear and stuff, dungeons can suck, and they can take a long time to get through. It's just for the players that are good these days, dungeons are... And I kind of like them as a format of the game from that perspective. I kind of like that there's an area of Guild Wars 2 that is so wildly, insanely different between being a noob and being good at the game. Like raids... Raids, you just have to be good at the game. On some level, you have to be at least somewhat good at the game. Yes, you can get carried, but then you're getting carried by 9 other people who are somewhat good at the game. Dungeons are like a fascinating thing where you can really slowly sort of grind your way through it with terrible people, or you yourself being terrible, or you can watch stuff die in like a second flat. I'm talking like Lieutenant Kohler in in Ascalon Catacombs, dying before he can cast a single like spin animation. Do you know what I mean? Like just melting in seconds. The first animation of most bosses, they're dead in the middle of. Most bosses go that way now. It is truly crazy, and Guardian's a lot of fun. Like, so I had a huge amount of fun. I'll show you guys what it looks like. Boom. How did you call that build of yours for the Rev? Every build needs a name. It's not I just call it Condi Rev. It's just a Condi Rev. I don't want to talk about the Condi Rev on stream because I do want to do a video about it at some point. But I'll show you the Guardian at least. So this is just a Zerk Guardian. There's nothing special about it. It just stacks damage modifiers. It's King of Burst damage. It's got good Aegis that it pushes out. It can run Rules of Reflection where you need them. Just what a crazy build. Just lots and lots and lots of fun. So I was running Scepter Focus. Now you could run Torch or whatever you really want to, but I like the quality of life on the shield and the fact it's a blast finish and stuff. Even Path of Judgment's nice with some bouncing blinds. And then Greatsword on the other one. And it's just like, it's crazy. You can see here I'm outside SE. That's because one of the last things I did last night was play SE and just obliterate the goddamn thing. I'll show you, can I just be clear? I don't think this is impressive in any way, what I'm about to do. And people have been able to burst what I'm about to fight in seconds anyway, for years. There is nothing interesting about this. But I'll just show you a little bit. So AC obviously opens with a little elite mob, right? Oh, I can't even show you because I don't have the Explorer mode. I'm not. Anyway, I was just going to show you like using some of the basic stuff, but it just hits so hard. It just hits so incredibly hard. It doesn't feel. I mean, it still obviously feels like classic 2012 Greatsword, but it's just so cool. And yeah, it's Dragon Hunter, but no longbow. You just run Dragon Hunter for the damage modifiers and being able to throw the Spear of Justice at things. Is Spirit Sword worth using on Guardian? Possibly, but I mean, you get more damage for. Well, yeah, and I mean it drops a symbol too. What's the boon that you get on this symbol from that? I mean, we get might on this one. Is it retail that the sword gives? But there, you see, we get 5 might from this one. But this is just nice because it's so many impacts, right? And it's on a pretty nice like little AOE. So you can just drop a very quick Scepter. You can stack a lot of Vuln where the rest of your team might not. Because like stuff dies so quickly. What is good for dungeons starts becoming very different these days. Because stuff dies so fast, what you care a lot more about is like utility stuff. And stuff that gets you from fight to fight to fight to fight. And like really quickly. And stealths to cover yourselves and stuff. And that's always been true of dungeons to an extent. But it's very true now. Right? Like I would prefer this because Leap of Faith is an easier thing for mobility than Sword, which is more reliant on having a target to use the 2 to blink across. That is why I would prefer this. Plus, you got the pull, obviously, and the pull's pretty nice for various things and break bar damage and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it is wild. It's a crazy difference to what it used to be. But anyway, so that's what I was playing a bit of yesterday. I also finally, oh, and I'll tell you what's the other really fun thing about dungeon runs at the moment, guys. Since Salvage All came into the game, dungeon runs are really like comfortable as well because you just salvage all, your inventory fills, you salvage all, and you could do the whole run. You can do like tons of dungeons. And, you know, have no problem at all. The amount of, if you look at my recently completed, I've got Dungeon Frequenter, right? But the amount of times I've finished Dungeon Master lately, not Dungeon Master, what's the, Hobby Dungeon Explorer. What's my total? I've completed this 428 times in total. I wonder if Guild Wars 2 Efficiency tracks a leaderboard for who's done that the most. I wonder how high I am on the leaderboard for this. But so I have completed 5 explorable dungeon paths 428 times. So if we go to the calculator, my history in Guild Wars 2, 428 times 5. I've done 2,140 dungeon paths. It's quite a lot. So anyway, yeah, I've been having fun. Let me go. And so the other thing is I'm finally getting a bit better in Nightmare mode. I did Nightmare 100, not Nightmare, just 100 CM yesterday as well in Fractals on a cheeky little Zealots heal lily that bounces sand schools, earth overloads, and aftershocks to catch all of the reflects. People probably don't know what I'm talking about there because I haven't done a video on it yet, but that's pretty cool too. Hopefully you guys can hear the game. We always have this moment of the stream where I'm like, who's people heard this, the game? Yeah, I was playing Guardian. I mean, today we're not really playing any class, or at least at the start of the stream. What we're actually going to be doing is we're going to be playing in a golem. So it actually doesn't matter what character, it doesn't even matter what race I'm on or anything really, because the golem is all we're going to be looking at. Today we're going to get what is in sort of my opinion that either the ultimate or the penultimate achievement for Heart of Thorns. I did this little speech yesterday. I'll do it again because of all the new people that will be around. Guild Wars 2 efficiency has a completed dungeons leaderboard. Is that just like the first time people have done the paths though? In which case it would be like the equivalent of, oh, here are the amount of people that got to 100 fractals, which really doesn't mean anything. Is it like that, or is it something different? Yeah, penultimate. The word that apparently I only say now because it appeared in a Guild Wars trailer, which it's not true at all. I always been saying that. The word that I should use more is pre-penultimate. Sorry, what is it? Is it pre-penultimate or is it anti-penultimate? Is it anti-penultimate? How cool does that sound? That's a fancy ass sounding word. Anti-penultimate. Guys, does it weird you out to think that Path of Fire could be the anti-penultimate expansion for Guild Wars 2 before they just discontinue it? I'm actually being serious there. Imagine it. Think about it. We're talking about 6 years in the future. Who knows where Guild Wars 2 will be at that point? WP is casting spells. You've heard rumours that my account value is over 1 million. 1 million gold. No, my account value isn't that high. My account value is like... My current account value is inflated because it's got all the legendaries on it, but it's somewhere like around 400,000 gold to 500,000 gold. Something like that, I think. What are my thoughts on Guild Wars 2 marketing? Seems to be a lot of talk about that right now. I haven't really looked at the Reddit today. I've had a pretty busy day and nothing of it's been remotely related to Wooden Potatoes based stuff. So I'm not sure what's going on. I did hear last night that John Smith does not work at ArenaNet anymore. It is anti-penultimate. There we go. Anti-penultimate. Thanks, Xavier. You think a third expansion is safe? After that, we'll have to see. Ultimate, penultimate, anti-penultimate, pre-anti-penultimate, pro-pre-anti-penultimate. That can't be right, right? Pro-pre-anti-penultimate? That's not a word, is it? That's hilarious if it is, but that's so not a word, right? So yeah, I'll show you guys the state of my account, just what we're going to be doing. We're going to be talking about elite specs and fun stuff today, but also I want, and we've all got Path of Fire on our mind, but because Path of Fire is coming out, I've got a couple of goals before I move into the new expansion. I kind of want to feel finished with everything. To me, what that means is I want the 3 legendary backpacks from this era, and we'll have to see if I can get Warbringers soon enough, right? I want all the legendary backpacks, I want all the story journal stuff done, and I want all the achievements generally done, and collections. So first of all, as far as collections are concerned, I have every single basic collection that exists in Guild Wars 2 right now, so I've got all of that done. I'm ready for Path of Fire to come out and then to give me some more ones. I'm ready with these. I have all the specialization collections. I have a lot of rare collections, but there's a couple I don't have. I don't think any are expressly Heart of Thorns related though, so I think it's okay. Maybe Relic Collector I should go for, which is episode 6. But so specializations I've done. Backpacks I've done, but you know, legendary armor I've done, trinkets I've done. Black Lion obviously doesn't count, but I did finish a very cool one. Check it out. Abaddon weapons, baby, very cool. Because those I can only imagine are gonna get super pricey. Got all the raid stuff done. Got all the fractal stuff done. Everything's done, right? Actually, I tell a lie. I still haven't done CM of the last 2 of these, which will trigger 4 achievements. I haven't done CM Samurog and I haven't done CM Demos. So I need to do those. But what I'm really interested in here is this stuff. So, Story Journal. So, Gates of Maguma, it's all done. Entanglement, it's all done. Dragon's Reach is done. Dragon's Reach is done. This is Season 2, so it doesn't really matter. Act 1 of Heart of Thorns. Act 2 of Heart of Thorns. Act 3 of Heart of Thorns. Act 4. Season 3. Done. Done. Need to do Culture Attaché. I don't think it's that hard. And then the last 3 patches, I've got stuff to do, right? But talking about core Heart of Thorns, finished everything in VB, finished everything in Dragon Stand, everything of the Mastery Insights, all of the specializations, and then we've got Auric Basin, where I need to do a couple of metas, 30. So, a few more than a couple, but I've got to do 30 of the metas, and Tangled Depths. We're going to finish Tangled Depths right here, right now. We're going to get the last one. Haywire Punch-o-Matic Gold. This is the idea for today's, at least the opening of today's stream. We're going to try and finish this. So if you guys want to learn it, I think that the adventures are, like, frustrating to get into, but then they actually become really fun. Like, they unlock a lot of joy for me. So, hopefully, I'm hoping to have that same experience here. I don't know how hard this is supposed to be. I don't think any of them are as hard as Fallen Masks and the Shootout are, both of which I've already done. So I'm feeling ready, I'm feeling prepared. Hopefully we can go into this. And yeah, the idea is that I'm going to do this, then I'll go through the Living World Season 3 stuff. And I kind of just want everything done with Heart of Thorns. Wouldn't that be cool, right? And then I can sort of go completionist mode with Path of Fire. If you guys think that seems a bit nerdy and stupid and weird, trust me, you get a lot more enjoyment out of this game if you set yourself goals like this. It's not like other MMOs where there's just, you know, arbitrary like gear treadmills that keep you locked in. Set yourself a goal and go for it. It can feel pretty good, at least to me anyway. I guess it depends on the kind of game you are. Do I have hidden achievements in TD? I can check efficiency to see if I'm missing some. That's a good idea, actually. And one day I might do that. But for now, I'm just interested in the visible, the visible things. I actually, as well, I was really surprised by this. In side stories, I had quite a lot of stuff I hadn't done. Look. Side stories, I had all 3 of these to do. Justice of the Blade, I needed to speak with Shining Blade Officer Roland, which I hadn't done. Anomaly, I needed to do this thing and kill 3 more of those. Like, there's quite a lot. And then I haven't even got all the versions of Caladbolg, so side stories really did surprise me. So anyway, this old Ratanovus Golem looks broken down, but you can climb in it. Do you want to? Yes, we do. Hell yes. Alright, let me just say hi to everyone. Hi guys, I've just been rambling the whole time. What's going on? Well, for some time, I'm more involved in making my game than playing games, but I think I want to take a break when POF releases. It looks really good. That's cool, dude. Do you know if the elite specs we played during the demo weekend were up to date or a couple of internal builds behind? The more time that goes, the less sure of myself I am about this. And it's really starting to freak me out. But I'm pretty sure that Earth specialization, when I played them, the Earth specialization did have barrier on it. And there was a difference between the build that I played and the one that everyone else played, or I played later as well with you all. The one that I played originally had more stuff, like in terms of it showed you the Elite Specialization collections that you could mouse over. If you notice, I did a dedicated video on that. That never appeared in the public version. So there were like, but I don't know whether that's just all different branches of development had all sort of caught up or something. I don't know, or they manually disabled some stuff. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure. Listen, guys. The thing with balance, right? It's the Zen Master story, right? It's never the end. This balance patch, any current balance patch, does not tell the whole story. It's setting up stuff for the next patch, which is setting up stuff for the next patch, and the next, and the next, and the next. When they nerfed power foods, it was not them saying Condi needs to be stronger. It was just the first step in a project to drop all the food, so the next patch they dropped more. When they added might to phantasms on mesmers, we all laughed at them and said, wow, they don't know what they're doing, this is idiotic. But clearly that was just part of a greater scheme that they were playing with, which was the phantasmal strength, I think it's called, phantasmal force trait that eventually came onto Mesmer, which meant when your phantasms get might, they gain stacks of this thing. You know, things come piece by piece, and I wouldn't be surprised if the elite spec balance we've seen on our playable thing has a lot of that going on too, right? And so stuff that feels underwhelming or stuff that feels strong or whatever might be because there's still more core stuff that needs to go through. And you might say, well, that's negligent of them. They should have had it perfect right out of the gate. And I would say that it's easy for you to be idealistic like that as a nerd sitting alone in your house when you've never worked in game development. So that's sort of how I feel. And also, I'm in no rush, right? Like, I'll be here when Path of Fire comes out. I'll be here a month after Path of Fire comes out here. I'll be here 2 months after Path of Fire comes out. What's important to me is that balance gets into a reasonable state about 3 months after it releases. I'll be very forgiving of balance issues all the way up till then, really. Maybe I'll start being less forgiving about balance issues right around the first raid release. So yeah. Lol, greater scheme, perfect conspiracy theory feed. It's not conspiracy theory feed. It's, I just gave you 2 very solid examples of situations where changes have come in that have been further acted upon in subsequent patches. And why can't that be true for them putting elite specializations into the game either? What, you think that they fly by the seat of their pants that hardcore? I don't. You like my take on the balance, WP+1? I'm glad. Big O62. Are you sure it wasn't the other way around with Phantasmal Force when they put in might, then they were like, oh fuck, I made it something useful? I mean, yeah, there's a chance for that, but you know me, Hamayo, I'm not that cynical. I don't see the point of sitting around wanking off about how we're all so much more superior than the devs all day, every day. And clearly they're just saving their own asses. There's a possibility. I just don't know why you'd get so hard living in that world as many people on Reddit seem to, you know. Alright, well, before I go all high horsey in the first 5 minutes of the stream, Holy shit, we've been live 20 minutes. What is this? 25 minutes. Let's see what's going on here. Baron, oh my god, we got £3. Thank you, Baron. Do you think their ArenaNet will add an elite specialization that reuses a core weapon? Yeah, I've talked about this before. This is a fun idea. So you say, for example, engineer can become a gunner and their rifle skills become a machine gun oriented while that elite spec is active. I think they won't do it for core weapons, because in a way you're actually deleting core rifle as well. If you think about it, that gunner elite spec wouldn't get core rifle, right? Does that make sense? Because it would be replaced with a new one. So I don't think you'll see that, but I do think that if they absolutely loathe the idea of elite specializations that get totally new weapons, if they cannot ever do that, we may eventually get to a point where Guardian gets a new specialization that also has longbow. So, like, because there's no loss to the class there, because that's just the one elite specialization versus another. Except it's like a melee longbow or something stupid. That's just an example out of my arse, right? Which is obviously dumb. But that concept from a you know, from a meta level, I think can happen. Sure. Yeah, 5 minutes equals 25. I don't know. This is my timekeeping isn't great, right? I'm gonna get thrown off later as well, because we started an hour later, and that's gonna make me start feeling weird. Melee longbow I like. Yeah, Boots came up with a crazy like warrior spec on one of our elite speculation things, but he refused to put like melee dual wielding longbow on it. And I just think, come on, dual wielding longbow, let's do it. Knock the arrows with magic and love. Anyway, so Xanax Razor, thanks so much for the sub. Allies 1991. Who's checking out their new emotes? Yeah, we got, if people I didn't come to yesterday's stream, we got all new emotes for you. Hopefully someone can demonstrate those in chat. Drop your feedback for those to Welk, if you guys can. Aleos 1991, did I already say that? Yes, I did. Protoss Boss, AWP, good job on the Elite Spec video, so hyped for Firebrand. I'm glad, man, Firebrand, that's interesting. I'm glad I did something that you could, I talked about it in a way that you could latch onto something good about it. Because Firebrand is sort of the most middle of the road to me. I'm not saying it's bad, it's just sort of, you know. Closing in on a year for the Disturbed of Angel. Thanks, man. Sigma 403. Ryan Mill 87. Nomadakis WP UWs. That was yesterday. So there we go. I'm simply legit, says WP. I haven't played Guild Wars in a year. Should I re-roll for the expansion? I feel lost on my level 80 main. If you are feeling lost on your main, 1,000 billion trillion billion, you know, whatever, quadrillion % suggest. Quadrillion isn't actually a number, is it? Is it a number? Is a quadrillion a number? I think it is. I suggest that yes, you do. You re-roll if you're feeling lost in your main. Listen, you're gonna feel alienated and odd and a bit weird, and you're gonna burn yourself out. I think that is always the thing that someone should do. Yeah, a quadrillion is a number. What's that like ridiculous one? When I was a kid, I used to say a ridiculous one that wasn't actually a number. Maybe it was like quintillion. Is it quintillion after that? Septillion? Would a septillion be like when we go all the way up to 7? Well, not really 7, but you get what I mean. A bazillion, yeah, bazillion. Bazillion is the word. Guy Bry, my man, he would get a high five if I could right now. There you go, bazillion, that was the word. Oh my god, my brain's moving too slow. Oh, I got a bazillion. Hey, first time tuning in since they dropped the new Fractal, and I've been dying to hear your thoughts on it, especially on Law, since I think we all agree that the fight is amazing. Yeah, man. To tell you the truth, I've only done the regular 100 mode of it once, or any mode of it ever, once, and all the rest have been CM, where it strips 99% of the story out, so I'm becoming very unfamiliar with it as time goes by. I will go back to the regular versions, though, to produce a video. Whoever made this one, Flaganti, Welk makes every single one. All of them. So, yeah. It's good, isn't it, Tato? I like it. What do you think about Ranger getting a rifle somewhere down the line? I don't care about it myself. Because people ask for that on an arbitrary, silly reason. But, I mean, yeah, sure, they can do that. Where to look for a guild as a returning player from Europe? You could look in LFG, you could look in the Aerodrome if raiding's your thing, you can look in Lion's Arch, you can look in noob maps if you're feeling a bit, you know, like you want sort of a more casual, relaxed sort of environment, and people recruiting from those maps where there's no expectations of you. Again, if dungeons as well, if you pug a dungeon run and you notice you get in with a guild group, ask them at the end and say, can I play with you guys again? And before long, you'll be in a guild. I mean, these are just basic social skills, really. It's a weird question to ask me. There's other resources and other areas of planet Earth for that. What do you think of Spear Guardians? I like the idea. You like the number sextillion, 10 to the 21? That's cool. Welcome to the big what was that? The big peanut? The big blue peanut. Wow, that's a cool name, man. We need a thonking Tato cam. Plushin says, I finally caught you online. What build do you use for your Ellie for general open world stuff / achievement hunting? Much love. Okay, well, I can show you because I'm on the character. I use oh, I can't swap. That's funny. I use a Auramancer that is on Zealot's gear, but instead of water, I keep Earth. But instead of water, I run air and I run fresh air on a Dagger Warhorn build. I find that's really sturdy. It's quite quick. It's got support for NPCs and stuff. I don't know. I like it. That's my favorite, like, sturdy, easy mode way to play an Ellie. That's kind of fast and gives you a lot of attunement dancing and stuff. I much prefer that to just play. The only other thing then I really like to do is assassin staff builds. I like assassin staff builds in open world. I think that they're really fun. Anything assassins actually on Ellie, but yeah, I like those as well. So if I'm doing a random Geralt and not in a meta subgroup or anything, I will run I'll run assassin stuff like that. A lot of people underrepresent how amazing assassins is in this game because all they think that matters is raiding and fractal meta, where you're just assuming you have a banner of discipline and you're assuming you have spot and stuff. But in the open world, you cannot make those assumptions, and assassins is super cool. Major advice, if you guys want advice from me right now that almost everyone here can listen to, unless you're playing, if you're playing any kind of power build when Path of Fire comes out, and you're at that moment where you're getting masteries and you're exploring the world and you're going on mounts and you're doing all those regular events and you're out on your own, remember that you're not always in a raiding subgroup, and there is no point following other people's benchmarks and raiding builds and stuff. The main advice I would say to you is if you're playing any kind of power build when POF comes out, don't play Zerkers, play assassins. Generally speaking, for most classes and setups, assassins is better. Alright, yeah, so someone just sarcastically said, damn, this minigame looks difficult. I will get to playing in a second. Do we know if raids world versus world PvP will be the only source for legendary armor? I hope so. Oh, it's you, Wooden Potatoes Wedges. It's nice to see you again. I thought you said you were cringing at that name. I hope so, because I think you should put some effort in to get legendary armor. And I don't think you should get it for killing Tyder Covington 1,000 times. For your information, assassins used to be called explorers, basically saying what WP is saying. That's interesting. Is that true? But I seriously don't think that the devs had thought of it that way. Yeah, Marauders is good solo gear as well. But most people, the reason I say assassins is most people are like, I want to do big damage. Oh my god, damage, damage, damage. That's what most people are like. And then Vitality, I don't want to run Vitality. I'm a min-maxer. Like, they don't like to do it. So, if you're gonna go, oh, big damage, 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 then at least do it intelligently and run with assassins. Unless you're playing with a druid the whole way through, or a ranger who you know will be giving you spotter the whole time, and you've also got and you're a warrior, you know. Assassins, why? Because, generally speaking, you want to get to 100% crit chance, generally. And it will just even out your damage at much higher values, the higher you can get to 100% crit chance. And mostly, in the open world, you're not going to have a bunch of teammates giving you permanent fury and spotter and banner of discipline. Those are the main ones, right? You're not going to have that. So your crit chance is way, way, way lower. So Assassins rounds you out. Vitality's for noobs, I'm too pro for defense. Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of a bit beyond that, though. Like, the build I just described to you here, I love this in open world with the fresh air thing on it. Just because it's really sturdy. It's just so sturdy, and it gets good damage out. It's got, like, any kind of ability I might want. It's got reflect, it's got damage mitigation, it's got blinds. The only thing it doesn't really have is blocks. That's all it doesn't have. Any other thing, all the CCs I could want, varieties of condis I could want, mobility on it. It's a nice all-rounder build. And it's using the current elite specialization, which is fun. I'll probably find a Weaver version of it in the next expansion. Alright, so let's try and do Haywire Punch-o-Matic. Let's just show this off and see what we got. So, what does the one do? That balls them up. This one drops all the drop bombs behind us, and I missed those. This pushes enemies to our right and left. It didn't really push enemies to my right and left too well, did it? This feels a lot like... it sounds a lot like Ratchet and Clank. Can you guys hear this very well? Alright, so we're going to use the 4 for our damage mostly. And we kill them all like so. The 2 is a leap. It's a double leap. And we can spam it. Okay. The 1 is a uppercut. So what do? Uppercut into double leap? Just trying to figure out what the damage values are like on this stuff. Why would I want to launch someone like that? Why would I ever use the 1 instead of the 2? Launch someone into the air. Uppercut. The other thing I want to do is I want to see if we've got any like mushrooms and things in the area. Because most of the adventures interact with the mastery on some degree. This one doesn't seem to, it looks like. So let's just charge along, shall we? So we've got a group over there. Just an enormous number of Chuck here. When I knock them to the side, they just wander back to where they were stood, it looks like. So we've still got a ton of these guys. So just for what it's worth, if I throw that ball there... see, that guy survived. How many do I need to kill? So, someone told me on yesterday's stream that there used to be exactly 150 Chuck here. And 150 Chuck is what we need to get gold. So what that suggests... now, that's not true anymore. But what that suggests to me is that this is designed in such a way that there is a perfect, immaculate, efficient route I can take. Shit, that was bad there. Okay, so the 4 into the 5 doesn't quite work perfectly. So we want to identify that, really. So look at that uppercut. That's not good, is it? Because it's only 1 hit. Why would I ever use that? 1, 2. And so there we go. Oh, it's 200. Sorry, 200. Well, so yeah, bump the number up. That is exactly 200 on the map. You ball them up and then you uppercut them to win. Okay, so we'll try that tactic, shall we? Ball up. Oh, you said uppercut, right? So... the thing is, uppercutting doesn't kill him in 1. Does this do more damage when there's lots near there? Nope, doesn't look like it. I feel like just... why would I ever use not the 2? Look at that. Oh my god! That's good. They're dead. I'm just going to take it really steady here and see what I can do. We'll see what this strategy's like, right? Now, this might seem really boring to you guys, but I am curious about this strategy. Where we literally just kill them all. Will that work? And we'll just see how far this gets us. We'll see how far off we are. Because then we can sort of get a sort of a sense for how much space we have to play around. See, like, the first one's not even got a leap on it. Okay. How long have we got? 58 seconds still? And this has got a big cleave on it too. I'm not looking at chat right now because I am trying to focus on the game, but in a second, guys, I will be looking back and reading through all of your messages. And I want to see a good justification for why the hell the skill 1 exists. Oh, look at that auto-target, retarget in the middle of animation. I know you all like that. Oh, yeah. Oh, that one didn't work. Okay, so if we just try and... obviously this isn't working. We've got 19 seconds left, and we've only killed about half of the mobs that we need to. Less, obviously. 10 seconds remaining. So here I'm just going to... 3, 2, 1. There we go. We killed 102. That was silver. Oh no, that wasn't silver. Alright, so let's see. ZenVD says, thanks for adding my video into the competition. Hey, no worries, man. I'm glad. I'm learning from your streams. Some of us want gold too. Well, I'm glad. Action cam is your friend. Isn't the action cam better for this adventure? Why? What's so cool about action cam on this adventure? I really feel like action cam needs a more like prominent place in the options as well. I can't even remember where I get it. Combat moving. It's none of these, right? It's just a bind. That's the thing, right? It's a bind. I'm gonna put it on my special action key right now. Alright, let's go this. Oh, wait. No, I want to read. I want to read what people are saying. Because they needed a skill 1. I played Guild Wars 1 10 years ago, but I never watched 2. I'm really interested in this stream. Really? Holy shit, Master November. Well, listen, the experience you're getting from this stream is not really that great. It's not that representative of Guild Wars 2. This is like a mini game. It's like a game within a game. It's not really the game. But I guess you'll get a little bit of experience of the graphics and stuff, I suppose. You should ask people in chat to clarify things about it for you if you want. But damn, you played Guild Wars 1 10 years ago. That's a nice one. Is this build part of the QT meta? I actually don't think this is a good enough build to make it as a raiding build. If you could run this golem, I'm not sure where it would really shine. Well, I don't know, actually. That fucking fall's kind of ridiculous. I don't actually know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. What are the coefficients and stuff on it? It can never crit, right? So... ignore outliers and just bunch big groups. I guess skill 1 is there, so if you have a group of mobs there are like 30%, it takes us time. After you use 5, use 1 and then 2. Do you think that Doomfire and the other Shroud 1 traits proccing on every F and all Sand Shroud pulses are considered a bug by the devs? And if yes, if the damage of the Scourge will even be comparable once fixed? I don't know. I doubt it's a bug. I have a little bit more respect for them than for it to be a bug, because that would suggest there's been absolutely no testing on it. I'm pretty sure it's a meaningful interaction. You know, you don't get such a basic thing like that that is just bugged when they also have done like some of the little things you've noticed they've done with like transfusion and stuff. So I don't think it's a bug. Even if it is though and it gets nerfed, I don't really care, because they'll just tune it to work in a place where it doesn't rely on the bug. Yeah. Same as what we'll see like with Ellie Scepter, for example, right? Like they get rid of the Phoenix bug and then it can be tuned accordingly as time goes by, instead of relying on like a gimmicky sort of weird thing. Alright, what else we got? Don't bother with the ones scattering around, keep moving forward. You don't have to kill every single one to get gold, just focus on the big groups only. Say, in Path of Fire, I heard the draw distance was increased. Has that already been implemented maybe in the core game? Because it feels like I can see further these days with less haze. No, the core game hasn't changed, it's map by map. It's best to just set it to a bind. Yeah, that's fine. Do you think they should do new specs with main hand shield or focus? Yeah, I'd love to see that. I want a main hand focus warrior that like is kind of like and the theme idea is it's a knuckle duster. People would see originally when people hear that they think that sounds lame, but you got to remember, guys, there's foci that are like broken bottles and skulls and stuff that you can smash people in the head over with, and how cool is that? Yeah, we got tons of viewers for adventures. I don't really know what's up with that. We can keep. It's because of Path of Fire. People are excited about Path of Fire. You can't be mad at them for that. I don't have 15k gold. Is this a bug? It seems like a bug. All right, here we go. Let's go. Yeah, and like the specialization weapon itself would be like brass knuckles. So what can I do? Can I like do this? That doesn't work, right? Because what I don't like about the 3 right now, right? Let's restart this. I just want to show you guys. What I don't like about the 5, is it knocks me back to cast. So, how do we feel about that? So, I think probably the best start... I like this adventure right now because it's like on Wings of Gold, where we can do things a bit more efficiently, right? Like, right off the start, we can find a good start. Oh, people are saying run action cam, right. So then we can run... Oh, see, we leapt all the way over them there. Oh my god, I don't like action cam. It's not working, guys. I don't like action cam. I'm not doing action cam. Twitch advice, bad advice. I'm going to run this way. Unless someone gives me a more justifiable reason to do it. I'm just not used to it right now. But it was throwing a lot of my 2s off. Oh, the 4 goes up a lot quicker than I thought it did. Well, that feels okay, what we did there, sort of. Got those. Let's ball them. Oh god, that was so bad. My usage of that ability there was awful. Like, truly awful. I don't want to talk about it, guys. I don't want to talk about it. Let's ball those. Come on, don't you walk away, you bitches. How are we doing? 116, 117? Oh, what is this? I can't believe the targeting right now. Hold on. We need to change that in a second. Or maybe I should target with just my mouse. I don't know. Because the tab is not going to the target I want it. That's probably why people are suggesting action cam. I just need to set all the options up properly for action cam to work that way. So that it properly targets whoever I'm looking at. I think that might be what people are talking about there. Instead of me having to click target. So that's our first wipe up. And we missed about 50 mobs. Of course, we've not used the 4 anywhere near as much as we could have. The cooldowns look alright on this at the moment. So we can run that. 165 out of 200 right now. So really, this is just a game of very efficient... efficiently moving up our first time through, right? 169 out of 200. 175 out of 200. Let's try and ball them. 180. 183. This doesn't look too bad, honestly. 183 out of 200. That's not too shabby. That's 23rd best today. Alright, I'll go back to chat. Hello, Guy! Welcome to the Spud Club, dude. WP, my leg is in a cast, and I've been watching all of your videos that I can. Thanks so much for all of the viable quality content. Viable! Thank you very much, dude. That's very cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't believe there are 200 of them, really. It seems impossible to kill them all in that period of time. Yeah, there's probably over 200. I think the point from the previous stream was that there are less than 200. Used to be Rugged Shell, and that was when this was really hard. I remember this being impossibly difficult when it first came out. Whatever dev made this and could clear it for gold, and it was that hard, is like a god. Because this was really hard when it first came out. I would love to see that dev do the initial version of this. You usually have to have the action cam dot on the closest one to you, and then you won't miss. Yeah, I think all I need to do, I think I just need to turn auto targeting on, right? If you use the skill with nothing targeted, the game will automatically select an appropriate one. Automatically promote targets to lock targets when hitting them. We'll try action cam with auto targeting on, right? We'll try it this way. So here we go. Same technique. I'm just gonna like. So there we got the earlier ones. Oh, this feels really good right now. Action cam with auto targeting is awesome. Oh my god. Let's ball them up. Nuke 'em. Okay. Alright, let's just go over here now. Tornado. Try it like this. And use the 2 to get back through. That felt alright. That's pretty good as well. Then move over there like this. No target cap on this either. This is pretty cool. This is like a stress ball, right? Like, this is the Guild Wars 2 version of having a stress ball. It's like you just want to smash stuff up. You're really annoyed. You've been playing badly. People are insulting you. Just come here, beat the shit out of some Chuck. If only Guild Wars 2 had like weightier, less floaty combat. I should probably just... I just need to remember to use the 4 a little bit more. There's no rush up to the end. Oh, the game was being a bit weird there. Try and do this like this, and then maybe I can kill all of these like so. How long have I got? 40 seconds. All right, we gotta go. Oh, that's all right. Using that ability there like that was good. How many we got? 179. $186. $192. 193. All right, 193. I think we're gonna get this really quick. 193. It's not too bad. Do you think the Hollowsmith idea came in part after that other golem adventure that has that overheating mechanic? Maybe, yeah. You know, I was wondering about that when we were playing it yesterday. I think that, as well, what we should do, guys, is with Path of Fire, we should watch out for the Path of Fire elite specs. Because who knows, right? You never know. They might have some really good... Oh my god, that was fucking crazy. They might have some really good hints at future elite specs coming up. Right? I messed up. I used the wrong skill. I used the 3. Little bit of wasted time. I think as long as, honestly, we're just cleaving our way through massive groups of Chuck. I wonder if there's some way to cheese this with like a strength booster or something. And ensure that you're getting the full kill, you know? Oh, and again, I keep thinking I don't know why that's happening to me. It's nice to play with action cam. I don't know, I like adventures. I just think that they're most worthwhile in this game if they came as a function of Living World. Because I really think if they came in Living World releases, people would occupy their time between patches, just like getting really good at the most recent adventure that got added. I really think that that's what would happen. I'm just not using the 5 here. Do you think I should be, guys? Oh, I almost walked out of the area on that one. 168. I think this is a sign that I've been a little bit too inefficient on my way up. Maybe. What do you guys think? There, that's probably alright, right? Oh, that was really good, right? I think that was good. 186, 187. See there, right, I want to ball this group up here for the next 10 seconds, but I don't know whether using the 5 is worth it because it's going to launch me back. I'd rather just like cleave my way through them. Oh my god, 195, no, come on, 1 second left, 197, no, oh, fuck. 198, one more. 17th best of the day. We'll do one more. Okay, this isn't too bad. It seems like we're going to get a lot of stuff going on today's stream then. We can do some other stuff. So yeah, I want to try something here as well, by the way. Just want to try. Jesus, look at how many are still alive there. This quick sweep back through surely has been okay for us, right? Surely. Right? I like how much I'm asking you guys for assurance. Because I've only just started doing this. The other ones, you end up being so sure about yourself, you know? Alright, let's roll through them. Dodging doesn't seem to matter on this. But I remember when I first practiced this on the original version of Gold, when I like gave up way back when, it just seemed so insanely impossible. I was like, I could see no potential way for me to do it. God bless that update, I guess. Maybe the trick was always just to have, like, you know, their old bars for gold. Maybe they should have just called that like platinum or something, and it should have just been a fun thing, not a mastery point attached to it. Alright, we're hitting crunch now. 42 seconds, and we've got 50 kills to make. Alright. 10 seconds to get 3 kills. There we go. We got it. We got it. We got it. Wait, did we? Oh, what? Oh my god, 199? Really? I thought I had like 9 seconds left. Clearly I was reading the timer wrong. I thought I had like 9 seconds. 199. Why have we got... I'll tell you what. There was one nice thing to these adventures. Every single one of these adventures we've done, every single one, I have been a bee's dick away from finishing it. Every single time, right at the end. 199. That is like a close shave. I don't think that's quite as bad as the third of a second failure that we had on Fallen Masks, but it's still pretty painful. See, if I can just bounce back through like this. Maybe I don't need to change it up too much, because it's just like so. Oh, come on, get your crap together, Golem. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, just a couple more. I think this has been a pretty good clean out here. Oh, it's okay. It's not a big deal. So we can just blast our way back through now. I wonder if you can get gold just purely using the 2 then. No, what the hell? I went so far back. No, they've deballed. Went so far back. I think I may have caused this to go really badly. I think I'm pressing 2 a bit too fast. A bit too furiously. A bit too fast, a bit too furious. Yes, indeed, guys. I know you're all thinking it. I thought I'd just say it. That was bad as well. What have we got? We got 30 seconds. We need to get over here now. We need to kill these. We don't really have a choice. We've got to cleave our way through this group. $197. Oh, we did get it. Thank God. Okay. Okay. All right. They get... Well, that adventure... I don't know, that was probably the least good one out of all of them. Just because that feels like I was only just... Like, the bar's too low. That was the third best of anyone today. But yay, woo, we got it, guys. We got it. I don't know, man. We could have pushed harder on that, couldn't we? I reckon that the gold could have been like 220, 230, something like that. Maybe that's a bit too hard. But we did get that incredibly quickly. Now, let me just rebind special action before I cause a wipe on my raid on Wednesday. By putting that back on there. Okay, good. By the way, I know it says Shift plus B. It's not actually Shift plus B. It's just a button on my my Logitech G600, recommended by Twitch chat. Oh, that feels good. Ton of Ley Line crystals. Let's have a little look again. Wait, what on earth was going on there? Tangled Depths finished. Oh, nice. I do like this. I do. This is pretty cool. Turn auto targeting back off. Oh, yes, as well. That's also going to screw me at some point. Let's turn that off. Need complete control. So then there is the question of like hidden ones, and we do have Saving the City of Gold to do, but everything else is finished. Then what about the side stories? What is this one? No, where is it? What is this one? Speak with Shining Blade Officer Roland about bandit activity in Kryta. How haven't I done that? I have done that, right? I mean, I must have spoken to this character. Shining Blade Officer Roland. Roland is the guy right next to DR, isn't he? This is the first one. I don't know how I'm missing this. Having Tangled Depths finished is Die Hard. Is it? What's so Die Hard about Tangled Depths? I think it's Auric Basin is the... Oh, it's totally new, is it? Is this totally new when they added the side story thing? The Shining Blade provides light to where darkness threatens. Anything new to report? Oh my gosh. Our success in the fields have the brigands on the defensive. Don't be surprised if they try to lash out. Reports say they're even trying to coerce civilians by speaking propaganda into Kryta's towns. Look at that. Look, they've got a side story icon now for these kinds of NPCs. It's very low res. I'll handle whatever they get. We get a core Tyrion mastery point. Ooh, fancy, guys. Easy core Tyrion mastery point. And a keg. Oh, how long's it been since I've had a keg of karma? 7,500. Love it. Well, that was easy enough. Alright, so I'm not as behind on the side stories as I thought I was, because I do have Justice the Blade done. This is repeatable infinitely. I think, at what point do you stop getting AP? 30, yeah, and I've already got all 30 AP, so that's done. Anomalous occurrences... I've got to kill 3 more of these bad boys, and then I've got to do... Well, I mean, we could do this on stream, guys. I'm not doing anything in instances anymore. So if you guys want to play, if you want to join in, then please do feel free to. We're going to do a giveaway as well. I see B-Boy. I got it. Just 1 second. Yeah, if you guys want to play with me, and we want to do some of this stuff, if this is the selection of achievements we go for as we roll into Path of Fire here, that could be quite cool. And yeah, maybe we can do that ridiculously bugged achievement that became famous for a while, which was this, the Fragmented Anomaly. Disperse an anomaly without it reabsorbing any fragments. Why not EU? Because my main account is an NA account, and that's what I'm logged in on. And EU, to be fair, EU had an insane number of streams recently. EU had a 50-part series, of which about 48 episodes were all EU. It was EU eternally. So as much as you guys want to joke about that, I think EU's had its fill. The past several months, EU's had a lot of attention. Have you noticed you can enter Keel's office now? Yeah, I have noticed. I'll show everybody that on the stream. So people that don't know, waiting for Path of Fire, there have been changes in Lion's Arch. So there's a new airship there, and there's an airship. There's a guy stood by the airship. That is the character who takes you to the desert. This airship right here. This will take you to the desert. And this is the one we see in the cutscene at the start when the demo began and so on.
Proceeds from the rebuild straight into his pocket. We all know that, but what's strange is how Nashblade is always in the right place at the right time, right? Yeah. Have you heard the sightings of 2 Evan Nashblades? They're true. But how, you ask? A body double? I don't know. Is Nashblade a mesmer? No, the second Nashblade is Evan's twin brother, Tarvin. Yeah, the twins stay in contact through telepathy. They own this city. You can't stop 2 Nashblades.
I love this guy. He embodies everything that I enjoy doing on the internet. Wide-eyed mirror. He's got it all figured out, guys. E is not Evan Nashblade. E is his brother, his twin, Tarvin Nashblade. And he chose the name E because, I don't know. What the fuck, I never heard about this. Yeah, he's funny, right? He's very cool. There's a lot of good stuff in New LA. But yeah, so this is the ship that takes us to the desert. Anyway, so they also added a POI a couple of patches ago, a new point of interest called Ellen Keel's office. And we can actually enter her office now. They did another patch where we can now enter it. So I'll show you guys what that looks like. Someone says, can I enter your squad for the anomaly? Well, I don't know whether we're necessarily... You're already in the squad. I don't know whether we're necessarily going to do the anomaly 100 billion%, but, I mean, we might. Alright, so this is our office, right? And we can actually go inside now. You need to return to the Crystal Desert? Well, you will be in, what is it? Just under 4 weeks? Guys, it's so soon. Are you planning to run through past stories on my POF character? Yeah, I've been wondering about that. I don't know. Maybe I will. And here she is. So this is her office. Now, I couldn't see anything that was particularly interesting about it. Not that it's a bad room, not that the environment artist here didn't do good. I mean, I think this is cool, put in one of her representation things there. But, and I mean, the roof's kind of interesting up there. But there's nothing much really happening as far as I can tell. I mean, I like this kind of stuff. I like building little buildings like this. It's a shame that this game is like the RPG that it is, because if this was like a first-person RPG, you'd pay so much more attention to all these little things. Anyway, so yeah, she says, getting myself elected to the city council has turned out to be a careful what you wish for scenario. And we say, how so? And she says, I hoped we could start fresh with the recent rebuilding, but already some of our city's less savory legacies are popping back up. Like what? Since being driven from their caves to the northwest, our resident black marketeers relocated near the docks to sell off misplaced incoming shipments. Well, why not just haul them in then? Even though we risk the appearance of sanctioning their activities, allowing the pirates to ply their trade in public lets the Lion Guard keep tabs on them. Well, I guess that makes sense. And we can say, well, you can be proud of how the Lion's Arch rebuild turned out, at least. Glad to hear you think so. I just wish I could get some time to enjoy it. Maybe stroll by the frog pond or all those new fountains. Sounds like you got your hands full. Blah, 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 blah. So there you go. Why are you so erect right now? Because I just made Ellen sound sexy. I mean, you've never heard such a stunner in Guild Wars 2. How many more expansions do you think Guild Wars 2 will have after Path of Fire? Well, I think that because they're adding mounts to the franchise, it's going to bomb. And I think probably within 2 to 3 months, it will be the laughing stock of general PC gaming. You'll get a lot of like big YouTubers and people talking about Guild Wars 2 again, even though they know nothing about the game, just to jump on sort of the hype bandwagon of hating on it, because it will just be that big, it will be that controversial. And then it's just going to crash and burn. I think that the devs will then try to put out another expansion to save face, but it'll be rushed, and there'll be no love or passion behind the product. And yeah, I think that Guild Wars 2 will be dead at that point. I think that if you're gonna go on the internet and talk about MMOs, you have to talk about when it's dead, or if it's already dead, or the fact it's dying. And so, and if you don't accept the fact that all MMOs are perpetually in a state of dying, then you're a fool. And I think that really this is it. This is the death of Guild Wars 2 coming up right here, right now. Path of Fire, one more expansion, which makes Path of Fire the anti-penultimate expansion. So there you go. So let me see here. If I come over to... I need to go to Ella McKay now, right? All these characters starting with E. You hate Asura so much, how can people play them? Well, they're the people who don't care about fashion wars, but they are the people who do care about, like, quick, zippy, nice, reactive animations. And other things about lore and the geography and stuff. Okay, I just generalized everyone, which you should never do, but that's sort of my reasons. Okay, so let's have a look, guys, at Season 1. Who's interested in the recap? This, you cannot play Season 1. All the characters that you'll ever care about are introduced in Season 1. But so let's see how we feel about Season 1, shall we, guys? This is Guild Wars 2's attempts to enlighten us on it. Please, for the love of God, to the Path of Fire expansion team, once you get your expansion out, please go make Season 1. Please?
Scarlet Briar. Where should I begin? No one at first knew why she began her reign of terror. Some say she peered into the very fabric of the universe and went insane. Her attacks began in the northeast and spread like fire.
I gotta be honest, I do really like the Guild Wars map on there, the Guild Wars 1 map.
Deception and brutality. She leveraged their technology to scan for...
Oh, the audio bugged there in the middle of the cutscene. Nice, good job.
allowing her to collect data from across Tyria that would later be used to assault Lion's Arch.
Weird long pause where we hear nothing.
When all hope seemed lost, the heroes of Tyria rose to the task, along with new allies. Bram Arison of Kragstead. Rox Whetstone, Gladium. Casimir Mead, Mesmer. Marjorie Delacroix, Investigator. And Taimi, Prodigy from Radasum. Led by the Pact Commander, they dismantled Scarlet's operations. But while they reclaimed the city at the Battle of Lion's Arch, they would later discover that she had completed her mission, even in death. Scarlet's machine struck the ley line deep beneath Sanctum Harbor, directing its magic far into the Maguma jungle, changing the course of history.
Yeah, I remember that having music too. Why wasn't there music? I did play with the slider. Is it because No, I'm not muting dynamic music. I haven't done anything weird with the intervals. None of the volumes were too low. What was that? Why didn't it play any music? Yeah, that seemed bugged. Like major bugged right there and then. I've got these squad mates here. So basically what we want to do, guys, is we want to talk about the lodestone. Oh, crap. I just got an achievement. Lay of the Land. With a keg. Hello again, Liz. What can I do for you? Tell me about the ley line infusion. The stone will vibrate in the direction of accumulations of energy. Right, so basically we buy this and it tells us when a thing appears. So I'm going to do it for a crystal lodestone because obviously everyone has loads of those and they're worth nothing. So holding this tells us, there you go, when it forms. And boom, one literally just formed. A Ley Line Anomaly has formed in Timberline Falls. Let's go, guys. Bring CCs. I don't know what we need, but please bring CCs for this. We didn't just miss it. It just spawned. So let's go. Oh my god, that's perfect. That's almost like this isn't real and this was all staged. Because these guys only spawn like once every 3 hours or something. So the fact that that worked is actually quite bizarre. These are really cool events. I love what the current events team do. They're very talented guys, incredibly smart. They do really nice events that are genuinely dynamic in the way that they function. So there's two components to this. One, we have a giant anomaly running towards this event here. And so we've got to take out the anomaly, but we also want to deal with the event itself. So I'm going to come here hopefully quite quickly before the... I think we failed. I think immediately we're going to fail this achievement. But it's okay, because I need to do 3 of these anyway. So there's the giant anomaly. He's coming in. And I got fucked. I don't know how or why. I don't know what it was that hit me there. But I got one shot while looking at the thing. Hey WP, not sure if you'll see this, but what are your thoughts on Deadeye damage from the demo weekend last week? I don't really have any thoughts. I looked at... I didn't really play any Deadeye. I just looked at what it is and what it does. And I don't think you should be... it sort of weirds me out that you're online looking for people's opinions on Deadeye damage. Because it was a demo, it really doesn't matter, right? Like, it's not going to be perfectly tuned. If you don't have any feedback yourself to give to the devs, I don't see sort of what use there is in you talking about it. Do you get what I mean? Because it's like... all that's worthwhile right now is telling the devs what's strong and what's weak. And if you don't have any opinions of that yourself, then... I mean, basically what I'm saying is Deadeye could be hitting nothing, or it could be hitting loads. It doesn't matter because it was just the demo and we'll see things change over time. Even if it right at the release of Heart of Thorns, of Path of Fire, we haven't seen things have perfectly changed. It still sort of doesn't matter because we're not going to see any new raids until much later, you know. So I'm going to cull the crap out of all the player character models because there's enough visual noise here anyway. And we want our frame rate back. Also, don't you get max stats in PvP so damage doesn't matter? That's a weird argument. Generally speaking, most Guild Wars 2 players will be at stat cap anyway, aside from infusions. Or anyone that's enough of a Guild Wars 2 player to be interested in watching streams and stuff on it. You know, I'm not talking about like your mum's account or whatever. I'm talking about the actual players. 11 FPS PogChamp, yeah I know, right? Friggin' culling. So good that they gave us that option. Don't really know what I'm doing on my skills, to be honest. I'm not on fresh air or anything right now. So I'm not really doing anything too useful. I'm not particularly healing. Do you know what I should do? Oh my god. Do you know what I really should do for this? I'm not on Magi's, which would be best. But, I'm going to run Arcane. Okay? So, we, swap in achievements heals. We get Arcane Resurrection. And now let's run Staff. Alright, here we go. So, basically, we res people with the skill 3. And when we press F on people, we cast the skill 3 as well. So, and the skill 3 also heals people majorly. So, like here, I can press the skill 3 and get all these reses on people, basically. Whee! Like, look at this. Look at how good current events were. And look how the music turns off as we go into the air. And back in. Oh my god, I shouldn't have been speaking so that you guys could have heard that as good as possible. But how cool is that? Oh, honestly. These events are so good. And the way they crisscross across other maps. There are no, like, purely defined moments where we stop moving. I'm not going to contribute to the CCs. But yeah, we're supposed to be breaking, like, an epic break bar. And then here we go. But yeah, you see how the bosses absorb this energy, this magic. That has killed our contribution for one of the achievements, which apparently is bugged. But we will try... we will try again maybe on another stream. Because I think we'll only get this one attempt, then we'll go do some other stuff. Not everyone's going to be interested in this kind of stuff, and that's fair. I'm just sort of waiting here with Soothing Mist up. Actually, do I have... did I change my elite? My Grandmaster? Don't really want to be in combat, but I think we're going to be in forever. Oh, it's fine. It's not a big problem. If we see anyone dead, we can get these big AoE 5-man reses. Did you feel like Sword Focus on Weaver might be decent? I'm trying to recreate Fire Emblem character that uses a sword and a book for magic, and Weaver seems like the best option. Hey, that seems like a really good idea. Mesmer can do that as well, by the way. So, like there, that's a regular event, that Champion Abomination. That's got nothing to do with what we're doing. It's a regular event. It just happens to have intersected with here because we, as the players, happen to have CC'd this guy in this location. My god, the visual noise. My god. He's actually melting pretty hard. Rip frames. I like just seeing a tiny little text box just saying rip frames. Here you go. Look, look. Oh, the geysers. Sure. Woo. Oh, we got it. What? Disperse a Ley Line Anomaly without it absorbing any fragments. But it did get some magic. That Abomination managed to down someone. That's awesome. So we did get it. Alright, go guys. Straight to the giant shark. Move. Move out, spuds. I don't even care. Let's kill the giant shark. And then this is a champion train now. And then we're going to go kill the Crate Witch. So we got it. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. That's fine. Fragmented Anomaly. I'm sure a lot of other people did. Maybe it's not about claiming magic. Maybe it's just about claiming the fragments, right? And we were good enough at CCing those that we were fine. Again, having fresh air on would have been nice here. Yeah, that was the Alexander achievement. Yes, it was. Yeah. It's a shame that that was bugged in the end. Oh, I really didn't give this a good enough fanfare. Underwater visual noise is gross. Like, look at that. And I'm well aware that I did a part of that. Oh, we just got credit for Kamahali Kotaki. We got the Ice Shark Tooth. Nice. Yeah, Yeah, we did a lot of streams trying to figure out how to get that achievement, guys. Well, not a lot. We did like 2. But they were huge streams. People were really excited and investigative and curious. I think the current event team can learn a lot from how excited the community was by that and start putting in more secret achievements like that and teasing at them. I think that would all be very exciting. You know, think about what other potential achievements there could be in the game, guys, that no one has. Yeah? Let's climb up this post here. I was in the middle of something else. Yeah, okay, and so then what I need to do as well is just kill 2 more of them, generally speaking. Which I'll probably do off stream, or maybe tomorrow we'll do. Wait, where's the witch? Oh shit, wrong direction. Can we make that glide? Oh no, she's at half health. This is like Dungeons yesterday all over again. Seriously guys, I had so much fun just nuking stuff yesterday. So much fun. Nice. Shell pouch. Endless Anomaly Fragment. Double click to transform for 15 minutes. You'll be unable to fight. Account bound. Oh, we're a little anomaly. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Alright. I'm game for that. That's fine. Oh, look, a mystic coin. Oh, but they never added more mystic coins, guys. Oh, yeah, so that's a whole story. So, someone in Reddit chat, type to me about what we know about the John Smith thing. What do you think the end game of the Time Loop Living World arc was? It seems sort of weird to introduce something like that without there being a plan. The Time Loop Living World arc? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know what the idea was. They obviously just got taken away and asked to do other stuff. The current events team, for as talented as they are and as much aptitude they had to put out good stuff, it sort of feels like they're subject to the whims of the other teams more often than not. And it's like, no, fuck you. You don't get to make good content. You've got to go put PvP decorations on the new Heart of the Mist and stuff. I don't know. That's the impression I've got from the outside looking in as a player. Look at all the little guys we've got. Everybody here just got that achievement, did they? Nice. And it's a shame. I don't know. Yeah, so he's an independent contractor and he left ArenaNet in April. So, that's a thing. So, how do you feel, Reddit? Bullying someone out of the workplace? Huh? Yeah, you hear those fireworks? They're angry fireworks. You should be ashamed. Everyone got pulled into working on POF. No, I don't think that's true at all. Not even remotely. If you think that everyone at the company got pulled into working on POF, you are sorely misunderstanding the way that this game has been developed and handled over the most recent 2 years, and why Path of Fire is so exciting in the first place. Like, there is a real, like, disconnect there. So we've done that. So conservation of magic. So what the hell are these? In Blaze Ridge, successfully stopped the Inquest from capturing 1 Ley Line coalescence after contributing ley energy to the Priory. So, we just got to do these in Blaze Ridge. The Blaze Ridge ones were the first ones they added, weren't they? Oh my god, it's got Guild Wars 1 Eye of the North music playing right now, and it's beautiful. How do we trigger these, then? These are also on, like, specific timers, right? Oh, yeah, B-Boy, I'm sorry, B-Boy, I'm sorry. Yeah, I see you, B-Boy, I see you. Okay, here we go. Sorry, guys. Alright, we're doing a giveaway. We're doing a giveaway, guys. We're doing a giveaway. Oh my god, this one's crazy. B-Boy, should we really be giving away this much? How can Spud afford all of this? Is this because the Ecto Lottery just happened? We've given away, like... Can I just be clear to everyone in chat? B-Boy has proper spearheaded some ridiculous giveaways on the recent streams. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I don't think, as far as I can see, it's not done anything for our viewership or anything. But you can actually earn a lot of money watching these streams at the moment. Oh, okay, so there's 3 skins, but together, combined, they're worth 100 gold. Alright, that makes sense. So we got another 100, nonetheless, we have another 100 gold giveaway here, guys. So we're giving away a trio of skins. It's going to be an aetherized rifle. It's going to be an aetherized longbow. And it's going to be a soaring torch skin. And finally, I'm back in a position on the streams to show you all. Aetherized. Yeah, I bought a ton of gems yesterday, by the way. Aetherized. Oh. rifle. So we're looking at this bad boy. Very fancy looking. Very cool. We're giving away an Aetherized or longbow. And I really like the look of this one. A certain kind of character look very cool in that. I'll tell you what I think that would look good with. The Watchwork tonic. The combat tonic. I reckon that look good with that. And that's another idea, by the way. Someone should play Path of Fire purely as a Kodan. I love just the idea of a polar bear exploring the desert. And you don't play Fashion Wars 2, you don't do anything. You can do the new Elite Specs and stuff, but you play purely as a Kodan. I think that would be so awesome. And then lastly, we have the Soaring Torch, which is a very pretty, nice, colourful torch. So there you go, guys. So to enter this giveaway, it's going to be a giveaway where you type !enter, but wait before you do it, because you've got to wait to see the bot start the giveaway, and then when you see that the bot started it, that's when you do it. Type !enter at that point. Okay, so there you go, it started. So just type !enter. Anyone who's playing, watching, enjoying themselves. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Bless me. Hello, I'm back. Anybody who's watching, you could just type !enter and you can be in for a chance to win on that. So good luck, everybody. And yeah, flag. I saw how it was funded. That's very cool. Rojo Brandon, welcome. Nuzak, welcome. Thanks for the resubs, guys. If you guys were people who subbed when the POF stuff started, and now you've remembered to come back, that's fucking awesome of you. All right, where do we go for the thing? I don't really remember. It's this camp, isn't it? It's Refuge Sanctum. I'm gonna turn down the effects volume because those fireworks, they're a bit mental.
Right. Beautiful hair it is too.
Ooh, beautiful hair. Who has beautiful hair? Not quite sure what that all was. Let's see. It's like these guys, isn't it? Some evenings I sit around the fire with my char co-workers and think about how my ancestors must have felt. No, you're a regular NPC. I don't want a regular NPC. I don't know where we're going, guys. It's like a long walk. Doesn't it take you right near the entrance of Steel Eye Span, actually, these events? Don't they take you, like, near here? I would have thought you'd get the marker on the minimap or something. I'll show you guys the minimap here on the top right. And another resub. Thank you so much. But it doesn't really show anything. I'm sure they were just here. Someone managed to spam cake right on the camera screen there. Would you say Path of Fire is exciting, but also it's going to be the end of Guild Wars 2? Why do you say? Havix, I really hate to say this, but your sarcasm detector is a little bit of fine-tuning there, buddy. Just a little bit. Just a wee bit. I think it's safe to say that I probably don't believe that Path of Fire is going to be the death of Guild Wars 2. Or I wouldn't be such a two-faced twat to spend all my time bigging it up and hosting a big competition to try and grow the scene, while also harbouring beliefs that it was desperate and sincere beliefs that it was actually the end of Guild Wars 2 altogether. You only have to type !enter once to get in on it, guys. Oh, here we go. Is this it? Because he's glowing or whatever? It's the event. It's the event where you are grabbing the magic, and the Consortium are doing it, the Inquest are doing it, and the Priory are doing it, and you're all competing over
Rage at maximum.
over who gets the most. And what we need to do is we need to do it in such a way that one team gets all of it and the other team gets none of it, right? So Flintz's retirement. Flintz's in Blaze Ridge successfully stopped the Inquest from capturing one of them after contributing to the Consortium. Yeah? So we do Flintz's, and then also Caden's in Blaze Ridge successfully stopped them from capturing one after contributing to the Priory. So that's what we want to do on this one. And this is all prep as well. WP's explanation sounds like a bad marijuana advert. Really? Royal says there are 5 maps for this event. I'm well aware, but the achievements we need are the Blaze Ridge ones, as has been demonstrated. Actually, you will need to do it. Give 1 essence. They kill all the Inquest. You need 3 events total. 1 is just for tier 1. What? What do you mean tier 1? There's no tiers. Conservation of magic. Are there tiers? Oh, there are tiers. Oh, what? Oh, that's going to be really annoying. Oh, what lovely music. Does anybody want to listen to the lovely music? Any thoughts on how to balance Firebrand when there is so much synergy with Core Guardian? I had a ton of fun with Firebrand on the demo weekend, but I'm worried how ArenaNet are going to balance it without screwing Core Guard. I don't see how it can screw Core Guard, because you're always going to be 2/3 Core Guard. I don't know what you want. The thought that there have to be builds that exist that comprise 3 perfect core lines is very arbitrary to me. I think it's incredibly arbitrary. I don't care about that. I don't know why you would care about that. I don't... What, because you want to have your classic Guardian icon? Is that it? I mean, that's literally the only difference, that you're forced into the Dragon Hunter or the Firebrand icon instead of... And I just sort of... I think it's a very, very foolish, weird, narrow thing to give to Trump about. Do you know what I mean? What do you think about the new Warrior spec? I didn't get a chance to test it. I think it could be really fun with Winds of Disenchantment. As with... I'll tell you one thing. I had like a big wall of text from different people, for generally speaking, every single Elite spec, of people that basically can be summed up as, Herder, this is terrible, and this is why. And just like enormous walls of text. Just people are very, very sorry about things. Specifically the Spellbreaker one. The guy was like proper on a high horse. But I think it's okay. I think it looks fun. Have I got Aurora yet? Yes, I have. It's on my Rev at the moment. I do. I showed all the completed achievements for that and stuff earlier. They'll advertise raids shortly before they're released. Yeah, I don't know why raids weren't advertised with POF, because presumably you will want those. But, yeah.
Bring this one
down. I don't know what the balls I'm doing. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's triggered. It's triggered. Here we go. It's going. It's going. It's going. It's going. Finally. What competition was I talking about earlier? That's a good question, actually, because I haven't talked about it for a while. So I'm doing a competition, right? Hopefully someone can put it in chat. Can one of the mods put a link to woodenpotatoes.com in chat? On my website, I've got... That's so weird to say, isn't it? On my website. I can't wait to do more exciting things with that. We're doing a competition where you can win every single legendary weapon in the game. No, like, legitimately, every single one. It's worth, like, 50,000 gold, the prize pool. And then second place is, like, all of the auras, or all of the Black Line contracts. Third place is, like, a ton of... all the precursors. And then fourth place is, like, a ton of auras. And fifth is Ghastly Grinning Shield and stuff. And then we're giving away, like, 40,000 gems. Like thousands and thousands and thousands of gems. There's going to be 25 winners. And the idea is just to do a competition where you make a YouTube video that seeks to grow the Guild Wars 2 scene. And the video at the end, the top 25 videos at the end to grow the scene will win those prizes. So that's the competition. It's really simple to enter. You just make a video and you just type the URL of it. You give me your in-game account name, not your Gmail or something, so that I know where to mail the prizes. And you put in the description a link back to the competition to drive as much traffic as possible to all the competition entries and get the viewership, like, bubble growing, if you get what I mean. And to get more and more people in, and the thing is as well, your video might get someone excited about POF in one way, and then they can go to the website and they'll see someone else's video gets them interested in another way, and then another way and another way. So it's like a giant hub of, like, hype and information and good videos about POF is the dream, really. I wandered miles away from the event there. Oh no, we're still here. So here's Flynn's, right? So remember Squad. we're going to try and... let me swap onto Soothing Power here. We're going to try and give them all... The idea of this, again, is, let's see. They're asking us to do it 3 times. But we want to do it... We need to stop the Inquest from capturing anything. So we got to kill the Inquest hard. We have to, like, really attack them dangerously. And we need to CC... my brain's dead today. Can you hear it in my vocabulary? What is this guy doing? Copying my Marganite look. What is this? Instantly, we see someone copying it. Actually, they're not really copying it. They're using the new fractal thing. That's kind of cool, dude. Oh, and he's got a cool scythe as well. It's just that he's running the same backpack as I was. And he's a similar die scheme. He's a charter, obviously, not a non. That's very cool. One with the stars. Oh, that's a cool name as well. One with the stars. That's a cool name given the aura that you're wearing. Jesus, that glider is just so big and obnoxious. The giveaway is ending in 20 seconds, guys. Alt-tab, type exclamation mark, enter. You've got 20 seconds. Quick, quick, quick. I'm jelly. I am jelly of the aura. I don't have it. I've not been good enough at the new fractal to have it. I need to turn in at least 1 magic to Flynn's, yeah. So remember, we got to be very aggressive. So where the Inquest are... We need to... So over here, guys, I'm guessing it's this lead scientist. We need to, like, hound their spawn and kill them hard. Bring CCs, immobes, blinds, chills, cripples, knockdowns, knockbacks, blowouts, dazes, stuns, fears, taunts, immobilize. I think that's every single one in the game. Maybe I missed one. Alright? So just hound these guys hard, yeah? And we got to kill these recovery golems as well. It's the golem specifically that we need to stop. I need to find where magic spawns. Where does magic spawn? Don't really know where we can get... Oh, there's some. So don't worry about picking up energy. Once you've handed at least 1 in... Oh, I stole someone's FGS. Sorry. I'm trying to get some energy. I don't know... Seriously, where is all the energy? I can't see any energy! Oh, there's some. No, they're going to grab it, though. Oh, I got it. Hand in. Oof. Okay, good. Now, I believe this gets really hard when the events scale hard. That golem's going in. That golem is going in big time. CC it! CC! We failed. Well, there you go. Yeah, the thing is, when you bring a lot of players, most... I don't mean to be rude, right? But most people at Guild Wars 2 sort of don't care about changing their builds and stuff. So what's happened here, guys, is there's loads of players, so the game has made the break bars harder to break. But most people will have been lazy and won't have added much CC. I mean, look at myself. I didn't. I'm not saying I'm better than anyone else, because I did the same. I'm still running the same build. I'm just prioritizing CC abilities instead of actually comping for it. So I think we failed here because they put a ton of shit in there. So as things scale, things tend to feel tankier and blah blah blah. It's only because there's people there that aren't sort of pulling their weight, and that would be myself included. So I think we failed. Come with 5 revs, yeah. You don't even need 5 revs really. I mean that would be easiest probably. Anybody have a party that you can join for this? Yeah, sorry, we've got 50 out of 50 right now. Jeez Louise. Got a lot of people. Just so that everyone knows who's at the stream today, I stream every weekend, and I'll be here again tomorrow at the same time. So if there's not a video on YouTube advertising it, do remember that it will be there. You can click. There's a button on screen you can click that says follow, and what that does is that informs you when I go online. That's the same as subscribing on YouTube if people aren't very good at Twitch. The other thing is you can do as well is sub with Prime, which helps me basically earn a living. But it also gives you like badges and emotes and fun things, and it gives you 10 times luck in all the giveaways that we do, which hopefully B-Boy will do another. Oh no, look, we did it. We did do it. Wow, good job, guys. That's another one we just got out of nowhere. Oh, stop the Inquest from capturing 3 coalescences. Oh, so we have to do it 3 times, and it's not stop them catching any, it's stop them catching 3. Right, okay. All right, I'll take that. Yeah, so you guys can sub. If you want to do that as well, there's a way to do that for free with Amazon Prime. So if you guys get like free shipping and free delivery and stuff, but what Amazon do, because they own Twitch now, is they let you pick one person, your favorite, your whatever, and I'm hoping that's me. It could be anyone, obviously. But you can pick one free person, and you can just give them Prime for free, and that actually gives them, you know, that helps them out. So the other one's up here, isn't it? The other event. And you'll get your name on screen, and I'll call you out, and so on and so on. So there you go. Thank you very much to Powered Llama. You're a legend, Powered Llama. Thank you very much. And Vita Mineg also did it. Thanks, guys. I went a few people earlier too. So these people are using Prime, right? It costs them no money, but it sort of shows, hey, we like winning potatoes, and it helps me live my life and make videos and do streams and things, which is cool. Dat Lobo. Let's talk more about Path of Fire. What else do you guys want to talk about with that? Agent? I don't think the agent is who we care about, right? But we do need to watch for the next event. Hopefully someone in the squad will tell me about it. Anyone got any other questions about elite specs and stuff? Nick6 says, are the competition entries based more on quality or the amount of hype it gets for the game? For example, the highest quality video is made, but it has like 2 views. What would happen in that case? It's a bit of both. But I lean towards viewership, because at the end of the day, right, you can make the greatest fucking thing in the world. If nobody watches it, then how has it grown the scene? It doesn't mean anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's just sort of the cold, hard truth of the world. A lot of people, and I used to be very much like this as well. They'll think it's somehow honourable to put effort into making the video and the production of the video, but not the meta stuff to do with the video, like the tagging and the descriptions and sharing it to places and actually taking responsibility for your content and taking responsibility for getting it eyeballs. A lot of people don't do that. And they think that that's somehow, oh yeah, I'm just an artist, I just do it for the art or whatever. And they think that they look good from that. But really, to me, they just look lazy from that. And so, like, that's kind of my view with the competition too. I care about 2 things, really. One is growing the scene. 2 is getting more YouTubers and Twitch streamers and stuff on the scene. That's secondary to just growing the scene, generally speaking. And that's not pure altruism. I got accused of this as well because I used my fucking buy link on the website. But it's not pure altruism. I want to grow the scene because I'm a Guild Wars YouTuber. I've pinned my career, my last 7 years. You know, my CV looks like shit at the moment, right? Because this is what I do. So it would be nice if I had a big audience that I could make videos for, right? So it's you know, it's selfishly, there's selfish ambition there. But I want to grow the Guild Wars 2 scene. Also because I love the game, obviously, and I want to see it get its just desserts. So that's what I care about, growing the scene. That's like the big ticket thing. And so, yeah, if you make an amazing video, but you put no effort into getting anyone watching it, and it has 2 views, you are way less likely to win. I'll pick a crappier video if it got, you know, 10k views. And I know some of you guys will think, oh, it's just all about view grabs. It's not all about view grabs. It is supposed to be a mix. But that if I lean in either direction, I've always been honest about this. If I lean in either direction, I lean in the direction of get your videos seen. Yeah. So yeah, that's my answer to your question there. What else we got? What do you think of Firebrand support or healing? Interesting concept, but I don't think it will be pure viable for support. Yeah, do you know what I think that Firebrand should have had that would have been very cool as a trait? I think you know how Guardian... Oh my god, shut up, NPCs. Let me turn this down. You know how Guardian has refresh F1 on kill? It also has, I think, refresh F2 on res, doesn't it? Doesn't it have something like that? Refresh F2 on res? I think that the Firebrand, if it was going to go for a supporty thing, or maybe they'll save this for a more, even heavier support angled thing, but if it was going to do a supporty thing, I think it should have had a Grandmaster trait that refreshes F2 on like, amount of healing that's gone out or something, but based on percentages, I suppose, so that it would scale properly. But something like that. So you know how you can currently renew your F1 very frequently, and it's looking like it'll be a very good build for like fractals and dungeons, even if it is a Condi build, just because, you know, exploding 50 burn onto someone's face is, you know, there's not much ramp on that. You can still fucking smash things really hard. And it's good because in those formats, stuff dies a lot, so you recharge the F1 a lot. I think that we should have something like that, but for the F2, which lets them basically hold that too a lot. Like a lot. And I think that could have been an interesting Grandmaster trait. Certainly a lot more interesting than slow when you CC. I mean, what the dick is that? Like, honestly. So yeah, that's what I think. Oh, it's refresh F3 on res. Yeah, so I think we should get an F2 refresher. Where is this event? I'm scared that none of us know and we're going to miss it. I think we just sort of have to wait. A bit boring, isn't it, really? Sorry, guys. I mean, that's where the juicy convo comes in. We usually do 2 giveaways, or B-Boy's been doing 2 giveaways lately, but it's totally his prerogative if he wants to run 2 today. I'll leave it up to him. He's the badass that's been doing it for you guys, not me. Do you think Renegade has a chance to replace Chrono with their alacrity? On their own, I don't think they can, right? Mathematically, I don't think they can. I'm not sure. Oh, there, Hamato's got a good idea there. They should do whenever you block an attack, refresh a % of your cooldown for your F3. Yeah, that sounds okay. And F3 is crazy support as well. Yeah, like I shouldn't leave that. That trait with the F3 that just spams Aegis, every auto attack and shit, stab and Aegis and stuff, that's bonkers. And you get a trait that heals on Aegis breaking, right? So there's synergies there. I'm worried about Hollow Smith getting the Scrapper treatment, where core strengths get flipped on the head once it's out. What do you think about its power level? Sorry, what do you mean flipped on the head? You mean nerfed? Is this what you're talking about? You think that they're going to get nerfed? Brand view waypoint? Oh, is it triggering? Yeah, pressure B-Boy, not me, for the skin giveaways. Oh my god, is it going on? Well, this is a current events thing. I just don't know what exactly. Yeah, I mean, like I said to you yesterday, Hollow Smith is guaranteed. It's going to be, oh, the devs hate NG. We only had Hollow Smith for 5 seconds, and now it's been nerfed. That's what I mean, honestly, I would bet quite a lot of money that if you are a Guild Wars 2 player, you will read that before the Path of Fire days are over. But we'll see. I was really excited about Mirage and being able to redirect my illusions. I was hoping this would be a new F5. Do you think that the ability being limited to Axe skill diminishes the entire spec? No, because it's also on a utility, and I think that that's a really interesting like tech choice for a utility. I saw someone was really pissed off with Mirage because they were like, this is what Core Mesmer should have, and we've been asking for it on Core Mesmer forever. And I think that person and that argument is way down the rabbit hole. Your class, Mesmer, got the functionality in the end. And they've made it a unique flavour and part of the Mirage. So what? I don't think that it has to be core and Mesmer. I've played quite a lot of Mesmer, and I've never felt that it needs to be core part of Mesmer, the redirect thing. You know, this is one of those things that helps to define phantasms as distinct entities to regular summons. Yeah, that you need that extra layer to be able to manipulate them in that way, and I think that's interesting. What we got? 15 minutes after the end of what we just did, the next one spawns. Here's how it goes. Flynn's and Kedin both randomly pick a place to go. Sometimes they will go to the same place. Flynn's is at Last Whiskey Bar. Kedin is at Refuge Sanctum. They always go at the same time, but not always the same place. So this is all information from Helpya. Thank you very much. Okay, so Flynn's... So we can just stay at the Last Whiskey Bar then, can't we? Because we're just gonna do Flynn's over and over again. So yeah, let's do that. And then what we'll do is after the next Flynn's one, we will wait, the Last Whiskey Bar, that's here, right? And then what we'll do is we'll go play some other fun things in the meantime instead of just standing around. We can do the Whiskey Bar event. This is very fun. Squad, let's do it. 50 people. I want to see 50 votes on this. This is fun. This is one of the coolest things you can do. Everybody to the Last Whiskey Bar. Come, 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 come. Nobody trigger the event yet. Please don't trigger the event yet. This bitch is triggering the event. Look at this guy. He's doing it. He's doing it right now. Nobody do it. Nobody trigger it. Wait for it. Wait. Get over here, team. I want everybody to have the opportunity. Somebody triggered it. Great. Here we go. We're going to get all the votes in. This is like... they should do more of this. I think Heart of Thorns should have done more of this. Let's do Beasts. Beasts, here we go. Come on, Beasts. Come on, Beasts. No, everybody's going Branded. Why? Oh, what is this? 25 votes for Branded, 3 on Sharp, 4 on Beasts. And look, the Branded will come. I am a warrior and I wear a spangle helm on the battlefield. Because of this, I'm nearly invulnerable. This is my story. We're just not going to tag anything here, just FYI. These do not scale anywhere near as much emergently or dynamically as the system should have always had inherent to it. Instead, they have to manually, like, select scale levels, and it's just ridiculous. Half the people got locked out. Oh my god. Let's go. Beast again. Yeah! Oh yeah, 38 votes for Beast. I want to see 50 votes come in on this. I want to see 150 votes. I want to see a map cap group vote on this stuff. What else do we want to talk about with Elite Specs? Mesmer getting Mirage rather? Sorry, yeah. What would I want to see for a 5th mastery line in POF? Something like Exalted Mastery, or like Nuhawk or Itzel or something. I want to learn to get to know the people of the desert. Do you know what I mean? Some faction that's there, and I want them to have things that I can interact with in the environment that I'm now better at with. I think that those worked as masteries. It's really weird, like, because it's like the Path of Fire team. Their whole thing about the mounts and the masteries thing was, we just looked at what the best one was, which was the mastery, which was the gliding one, and we just doubled down on that. And it's like they knew that mastery system had problems, but the way they chose to tackle those problems was just like not the real problems. I don't know, that's so incoherent of what I just said, but hopefully that makes some sense. Here we go, so here's Frizz, he just spawned, now we're going to follow him. You know, the mastery system problems are not solved by just doing all mounts and gliding style things, at all. But hey. New Ranger Elite Specialization, 2 pets. Yeah, I like that idea. Actually, I like the idea of 3 pets. Because back when Guild Wars 2 was in alphas, there was an elite skill called Alpha Strike, which would summon... couldn't you? Yeah, it was like you had 3 pets or something, or all your pets came out at once. So I like the idea that you have both your pets at once, and then there's an elite. No, sorry, I like the idea that you can have a 3rd pet, and it drops the pet swap cooldown or something, and there's an elite Alpha Strike, which gives you all of them out at once for a period of time or something. I don't know. That might be lame. But then it's also like got Sikkim rolled into it, style stuff, you know. But yeah, I like the idea of a Beast Mastery ++. How do you feel that Mike Z confirmed the ArenaNet meet and greet that build templates won't be coming in POF? I don't think he did. I read that thread. He didn't confirm they won't be coming in POF. He just said that, you know, they would be hard to do, but he understands the need for them. I don't think that there's any news in that whatsoever, because you really fucking think that 1 month away from Path of Fire, there was a chance they were going to surprise you with build templates without capitalizing on that by marketing the expansion with the fact this insane feature was coming. You really think they'd just pop that in there? The confirmation that there were no build templates in Path of Fire came when you saw that release website and build templates weren't on it, right? Like, it's as simple as that. This isn't news that there isn't build templates. I just think it's a very complicated thing to put in the game, and if you really take a second to think about the way... The coolest version of build templates that exists in your mind is crazy tricky to do, in terms of, like, sharing and stuff. Why stop at 3? Let's go 6 pets. Well, I think that there's a point where you blur the line of identity between a Beastmaster ++ and a Death Magic ++ Necro, and a sort of a Minion Mancer ++ elite specialization, and I think both eventually should exist in the game, and at that point they should both have their own designated play spaces. So I don't think you should just spam tons of pets out. However, you could run like Hyena, 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 and use all of their F2s or something and get tons of hyenas. There you go. You want a swarm of Pocket Raptors? I think that your best bet is like they do a Death Magic ++ and you get like Pocket Raptor style minions. They're very explodey little things. Glove of Doom style stuff from like Ratchet & Clank. Does that mean then no Path of Fire raids confirmed? They weren't on the site. Yeah, but those are established content streams that we know are coming. The devs have talked about new raid wings and so on coming out. We know about that stuff. That all you could see was coming without a brain. There's no precedent for build templates except a community desire to see them. There was much more precedent for more fractals and raids and things because that's what they're already making and that's what they're putting in there. You know, for them not to come with Path of Fire is against the status quo. Sorry. Yes, it would be against the status quo. Just as if build templates surprisingly were in it, that also would have been against the status quo. So you got to contextualize the way the game is when you look at what they advertise stuff, yeah? I should never have sold my Fractal Tonic. I loved having that big Reaver guy. How does he look with the new infusion? Does he not look any good? I think Hamato has both. Any crazy speculation for future elite specs? Any niches for classes you think are fitting but not saturated yet? Yeah, I think there's a lot actually. To be honest, with Firebrand, I sort of don't like it because I want a really good support on Guardian and I want a really good tank on Guardian, and it's and it's trying to be both and a Condi build at once, and it's sort of like my criticisms for Tempest. I just think like just shut up and hone in on one kind of thing. But I don't know, maybe the smartest thing for the devs to do is to all right, wait, where are we going? I just dragged the whole Zerg a million miles away from the event and no one told me. Here, guys, the event's going to trigger. We got to go. We got to come down here. Flint is moving. This waypoint here, guys. Holy crap. Maybe the best way to do this stuff is what they did with Tempest. Like, they made Tempest just OP at everything, and now they're nerfing it into line when it has competition. Oh, no, this is Magister Kadeen. Oh. Oh, well, I need both of them anyway, so fuck it. Oh, shit. Well, come over here anyway, guys. We already triggered the Zerg to move. My bad. My bad. It's a full squad in NA. Yeah, blame the devs, not me. Yeah, so like with Tempest, they were just like, yeah, well, let's just make it OP with everything, and then when the Weaver comes in, we'll finally relegate it to what we actually wanted it, which is support. And then maybe they'll do that for the Firebrand here, right? We'll just make it OP Condi, OP... But, you know, there's just not enough signs that they've done that with a lot of the things. Okay, so we can't let them get 3 in. So, again, CCs, guys. And let's see what we got. We all did very well a second ago. I really shouldn't be on this build, because I do nothing on it. There's no... People aren't being pressured hard enough. Alright, lay energy. Got some. Let's pass this in. I don't know if I have any other gear on this character, though. I mean, I can at least static field some of these. Wow, this guy got jerked around. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people are dying. There are new videos on the official Guild Wars 2 channel. Yeah, is it Mount Week that we're in now, right? It's doing Mount Week. If you're an NA and you want to join, we have a second squad. Join on Tyler Locke. Tyler Locke. Bunny Thumper Hammer Ranger for expansion 3. Yeah, I think a really solid Ranger Bruiser would be nice. I think that the old Spirit spec where spirits ran around with you was kind of bruisery in some respects. But yeah, I'd like to see that, like a nice powery bruiser with a hammer. I think a Bunny Thumper would work well. What would they call a Bunny Thumper though? That I find quite curious. Oh, so close. They got 1 in. They got 1 in. This elite here. Let's keep running stuff though. We should be okay here, guys. Oh my god, we got a Bloodstone Crazed Beast as well. Look at this. Look at all these current events going on. You'd call it the Tamer? I don't know about Tamer. War Beast? I don't know about War Beast. I want like a nice simple name. I don't know. The thing is, they don't really... with Reaper though, right? No, what did they do? With Berserker, they already broke the rule, right? They can use stat set stuff on Elite Specialization. There is a Berserker stat set and there is a Berserker Elite Specialization. So why can't they do that for other things? You know what I think would work really well for a Ranger, a light armor guy that runs around with a hammer? I think Marauder is a cool name for that. And yeah, it's a stat set, but Marauder, what do you guys think? We gotta get this kill in. Shifter? No. Shifter would have been a cool one for Path of Fire, because that sounds like kind of sandy and stuff, you know? There we go, we've got Kahedin's study there. Keedin's study. Does anyone know if an AB or anything is up, and we can quickly dip into that and then go back to this? This is a funny odd stream, isn't it, really? The shepherd? What is shepherd like about running around with a hammer? What? Wouldn't a shepherd be like a scepter-wielding guy because it's like a crook? You know, it's like a shepherd's crook or like a one-handed like stick. Can we just keep beating this guy up? Oh, no, there we go. He despawned. Despawned. Oh, God. This is like one of the weirdest meta events in the game. This one right here. This is a meta, guys. Who understands how many events are in this chain? How elaborate and interesting is this meta event? Who knows? What does this roll into, guys? The ogres conquering Splintercrest Fort. AB is right now. All right, let's go do an AB, guys. Squads, Spuds, roll out. Let's do it. Let's go do a quick AB, then back to Blaze Ridge, and we'll do the next one. Hey, we had another sub. I never really called out enough people there before. I hope we got a ton of people. Let's see here. Always makes the streams feel really rewarding. Derillium 1993, welcome, dude. Thank you very much. And Siege Hawk, it's great to see you too. All right, we got 10 minutes, and none of the gates are even open. Here we go, guys. Join on my map. We're going to do an AB in half time. We're that good at the game, and you know we're that good at the game. Let's do it, baby. People at south, please, very quickly. Let's get your blowouts. I do like no damage, but I'm going to start on the gate. Here we go. Give my buddies might. We're going to do a half-time AB. I've got confidence. Every confidence, guys. Let's not embarrass ourselves here. Oh! I think it suffices to say we are a little bit embarrassing ourselves right now. Just a little bit. What do you think of a Scepter on Thief as a shadow magic spec? Yeah, I think that could work. Definitely. Oh, I got a donation. Did I really? And I missed one. Deviant Shark, there was a wedding yesterday and I'm still drunk 20 hours later. Great time, sub hype. Dude, that's awesome. I hope you had a nice wedding. Yeah, Baron TV. Wow, thank you, Baron TV. Would you be excited if more games were part of the Guild Wars franchise, such as Total War, Tyria, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Quaggan Card... Oh, sorry. I see. Quaggan Card Game Yu-Gi-Oh! Rip-off. Yu-Gi-Oh! Why use Exodia? I'd love to command a Char army as... yeah, do you know what? I always think of... I'm not a massive fan of RTSs. I've not played loads of RTSs, but I do quite like... I have very fond memories of playing a Lord of the Rings RTS that came out on PC years ago. I think there were 2 of them. And I do like that idea, yeah. I'd love an RTS where you're, like, taking command of some of the great battles that have happened in this franchise. It was nice seeing you, Lucky Germ. Welcome, welcome. Total War Tyria would be so much fun. Is Total War moddable? Not a single burn phase triggered just yet, guys. Hang in there. All these downstate people. Where should I go? Which gate is most likely to trigger a ton of downstates? Is no one in armors? Well, clearly none of the people that are going down are at my gate, so I'm gonna go to a different one. We have a tag at south. Where's this dead guy? I really don't know. Looking at the minimap, it looks like south. Everybody's getting dicked. All right, so let's go anti-dick them. I'm not quite sure what that'd be. Who should we join on? I'm not sure. We got a second squad though. The second squad is Tyler Locke. Yeah, so join on Tyler Locke. That's L-O-C-K-E, and hopefully you know how to spell Tyler. WPU, would you consider voice acting in Guild Wars 2 if ArenaNet allowed it? Yeah. Well, yeah. I've said this a few times. I would do like an Eton or something. I would never do anyone serious. Well, I don't. Listen, if I'm being perfectly honest, if they came up and offered me a job and paid work to do something, you're goddamn right, I'd try and do a good job. I'd be a bit worried about doing a terrible job though and sort of harming my reputation. I also get a bit worried that, you know, when the more connected you get to the devs and stuff, people start thinking that, you know, like the comments that you can't think objectively about stuff anymore get worse and worse and worse. So I would be, I'm a bit cagey about getting too close. Do you know what I mean? You gotta be able to maintain that intellectual impartiality. Which word is the real word? I don't know. So yeah, I mean, ideally speaking, what I'd like to do is just like an Eton for fun or something. Nothing like about crazy lore or, you know, any, you know, profound character. Okay, I'll tell you one other thing I would love to do. It's a shame that my Gust never quite finished casting there, because we could have pushed that in. Alright, it's vulnerable. Who just went down? Were they near me? Yes, they were. We're rezzing. That's fine. That res will go, because we got the field on him, you see? And here I'm just going to focus on getting people's Scholar Runes up. The other thing I would love to do, but I don't think I could do the accent. I'm not sure what the accent... And not that the devs ever really care about accent anymore. Everyone just sounds like a white American dude from the West Coast, don't they? God, there's a lot of dead people at a different place now. I'll tell you the one character I would love to voice. If all they were going to do was do an homage to that character, and if all they were going to do was, like, sort of some little tongue-in-cheek stuff, I would love to voice Baltec in Guild Wars 2. And considering that we're potentially going to Istan in Season 4, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'd be down for that. I'd love to do Baltec. I think that because I've talked about Baltec so much, and I'm so, like, unnecessarily obsessed with Baltec and what he stands for and how he's, like, this franchise is Tom Bombadil and all that kind of stuff. I would love to. That would be a real treat. That would be like a proper nerd dream right there. WP is Zoja. Hi, I'm Thoja. Oh my god, you suck. It was your plan. I don't blame Logan. I blame you, Oh my god. There you go. That's my impression of Zoja / Felicia Day. Quite offensive, I would suggest. Here we go. Look, we're still doing God's work. Look at this. Look at these reses. Rebound for anyone caught in the Trigger Blossom. Where is the next thing? It's all the way over there. Jeez Louise. Look at this double res. Yeah. Oh god. And even that guy. We got that guy up as well. At 1200 range. Oh god, we're getting flopped around a bit here. We're not doing very well, South. Mind you, we got an epic burn. So just keep pushing. We're on track for the quick thing. Look at this double res from 900. Oh, they're defeated already. Oh. Well, these guys aren't. We can save these ones. All the healsies. The best thing is people stand up in a double water field that's really powerful, so it like instantly pushes them to like 100. Like there you just saw I cast Wash the Pain away instinctively when they stood up, because I'm just used to doing that to heal the person who's just rezzed at, 50% health or whatever. But they're already up. That's the thing. That guy got blown out of the field, so that doesn't quite count, guys. It doesn't count. And here we don't get it because we triggered the trait a little bit slowly. Oh, here we go. This is it. Let's go for the burn now. I'm going to get eaten alive, aren't I? Oh, I was so close. I'm going to move away and just tag it, I guess. Get out of the Trigger Blossoms. Might even be able to res because of the Signet of Agony. No, why would you knock the Trigger Blossom into me? Why did he do that? Oh my god, they defeated it. We've got to get that burn. We've got to finish that burn right now. There we go. We killed it. Good job, Spud crew. Look at that. Look at that quick-ass little AB right there. What's our participation? 58. Yeah. I have no keys on this character. I've got, like, tons on another one. My Felicia Day voice was... Zoja voice was spot on. I somehow, I think not. No! Octavines will generate in 1! North! You failed us! Oh my god. Oh, they don't even full heal. What the hell? So we could just go again. North! North, you cretins! It's alright, we still got 3 minutes. Oh, this is getting pretty hype. Oh, guys, I really like this. Because do you remember when Heart of Thorns came out? And this was like... No one had ever beaten it, really. And we were doing those early streams figuring it out. I don't know why I remained stood in that Trigger Blossom. I'm such an idiot. And I think I just vapored out of his symbol. His res symbol. It's okay, I'm safe over here. Oh my god. North! I can't believe it, North. East popped too early. Oh, I don't know. It sounds like you're passing the buck there a little bit. Sounds like you're passing the buck. I should at least put the Lightning Hammer on or something. Yeah, the original Tangled Depths we were doing. Yeah, that was cool. There, look at them. Look at that geyser. Okay, it's wrapped in vines. They're gonna CC it. We're gonna heal this guy. There was another dead person there. Transfused, I think. And another one there. This guy's like AFK, it seems. I mean, he is a thief, so... how much can he really do? In before, exciting times like these won't happen because POF doesn't have metas at all. Yeah, I don't know. POF should have metas. We will see. Heal us, WP. I can't heal you at all. Like, this build isn't that great for, like, massively spread areas. An Auramancer would be way better here, to be honest. Because it would be putting protection on people. And letting people play badly. I just like resin people, though. Alright, we in burn? Are we going to finish the burn? We got 1 minute to... If we don't burn this now, we got 1 minute. Okay, we killed it at south. Everyone at south needs to go straight to east right now. We need to help them on that east burn, because the east burn looks pretty heavy that they've got to go for. And we've got to help them. So go, everyone to east. I'm trying so hard to break combat right now. How am I still in combat? There we go. I think breaking combat and trying to waypoint and stuff is one of the most annoying things that Guild Wars 2 has these days. So we've got 53 seconds to trigger the east burn and push it hard. 49 seconds, 48. This is it, East. If you don't make this, it's all over. Come on, East. Isn't East just flying the fucking things in? Is nobody there? Oh my god, 30 seconds. What's faster? FGS has got to be faster, right, than gliding. What? Why didn't the skill 3 do anything? Why don't we move anywhere right now? Oh my god. Layers of protection, 6! 6? Oh, what? Why? Who leaves like this? Why? When you see that you only have like 3 people left, why is... Oh, why would you leave? Why would you leave? If you're like... If there's only 3 dudes there... I can't believe it. What a mistake to make. Literally, I actually don't understand that. Anyone listening to me right now who was at East should be embarrassed. I don't know why. If you've got like 3 guys there, why are you waypointing away? It looks like everyone left East. I just don't understand how that happens. Just go get a cup of tea. Stay there. I don't get it. Everyone left. Well, you wanted to play on NA Kappa. I think the only people there had just ran there like me. They just want to follow your tag, joys of being a streamer? Maybe. Anyway, look, this is all feigned anger. I don't really care that much. It's 1 AB merit. I'm doing it for the achievement, that's it. Let's quickly nip back now then, guys, to the last whiskey bar. What do you think of Druid's Grace of the Land? I think there should not be such a damage buff on a healer / support, and the same goes for Tempest, Harmonious Conduit, 10% after overload. Big Mac, listen man, the 10% damage on after overload is a selfish thing on that specific character, so it's totally irrelevant and completely incomparable to Grace of the Land. So that's like a ridiculous thing you just said there, like truly ridiculous. There is a separate argument of like, okay, once we put Tempest into a place where it specifically is just supporting, why does it have a 10% buff? There is a thing where you can criticize that, but I think that the devs have always just tried to allow a little bit of leeway. If you really want to play a power Tempest, there's something in it for you, a little something in it for you. If you really, because at the end of the day, that's going to be viable in a lot of places. So I think that, you know, the fact that that's slapped, then even if it's a bit antithetical to the general ideas that elite specialization is going for, I think that it's still sort of, you know, it's reasonable. Kang Woojin says I was there the entire time. Okay, so 1 person was at East the entire time. That still doesn't help too much. I'm not blaming the last person who left. Yeah, so I think that that's a bit weird. Anyway, as for the Grace of the Land thing, I can understand why the devs put that there, right? Because for so long in Guild Wars, it was like... just so insane to... like, if the... Druid didn't pick up some kind of represent picking up that damage deficit in some very tangible, obvious way, people would be highly critical of ever wanting to run it, kind of thing. Like, because I truly believe this. What Guild Wars 2 had gotten it just before Heart of Thorns released. Oh, look, it's up. It's up, and I bet that the CCs haven't been going. We can try, though. We can try. Shit. Wow, so we just wasted a ton of time. We wasted a ton of time at AB, and now we've wasted time here. Because we're not going to get this. I truly believe what I'm about to say. Guild Wars 2 had gone to a place right before Heart of Thorns came out, where dungeons and fractals, which was all there was at the time, and even certain open world things, they were really fucking easy if you ran a support. But generally speaking, the entire community had like an absolute no-go like perspective. Yeah, so there we go. We succeeded the event, but we did not get the achievement there. That sucks. Oh man, that really does suck. So that was just all a big waste of time. We just missed this one. The other event is still going. They're still walking to the north. Oh, really now? Okay, why am I still in combat? They're still walking to the north? So we go to Brand View and up? Yeah, just before Heart of Thorns came out, I'm sorry, I will finally get this point out now. Just before HOT came out, we had a very real thing where the game was super easy if you ran a support, but people were just like very dismissive of ever doing it. It was like, if I don't get the damage, why the hell would I ever? That's not the event we want. They're like, why would I ever run something else? And so I see the devs building the druid, and the devs were probably looking at that and thinking, wow, I can't believe the community is doing this. I can't believe that they're putting themselves into such shitty fractal experiences and such shitty dungeon experiences when, yes, it would be slightly slower and it's slightly inefficient, but it would be just so much easier. People just are not doing it. So I think that the devs saw that and they were like, all right, fine, we will give you a healer that also counts for a ton of damage too on its own, but it does it by offsetting that damage onto the other players, so it hits the theme still sweetly. And I see why the druid is what it is. Now, whether it's overtuned is a different discussion. I think that it should stay, like, at its core, it should be what it's talking about. But maybe it is a bit overtuned. The Shatterer is up, by the way. But where does this event go? I mean, people are following me. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where this northern event is. I think people are just going to go to the Shatterer. Should we just go to the Shatterer, I guess? Do I need any Shatterer achievements? I don't think I do. That's general anyway. It's not even the Shatterer. Oh, no fly zone. Break his bar. Oh, does anyone want to try and break his bar? Oh, I remember this as well. Okay, so come up to... Wait, guys. Do not fight the Shatterer himself. Come up to the launch pad with me. Come up to the launch pad, guys. The launch pad, the launch pad, the launch pad. And what you're going to do is you're going to fly over. When on my mark, you're going to fly over. And you're going to throw bombs at the Shatterer to break his break bar. That's what you're going to do, okay? And hopefully enough people get here in time. I think the break bar will be after this animation, or maybe the one after this. So get ready. You're gonna glide to him. It will give you some weapon abilities. I think it's like super soon, isn't it? So we go, guys. Oh, people are dying on their way. Oh, I missed my field there. I'm trying to watch the Shatterer very closely. See, I can't remember how to preempt this. Stream delay is going to be a big problem. So, yeah, don't listen for me on stream. Watch for me on in-game. Watch for the green tag going into the air, right? And then at that point, do it. So anyway, that's just your question about Druid. Yeah, I sort of feel like it's a bit too strong. And especially with all the other power creep, it can be rained down a bit, and it won't, you know, have some demonstrably devastating impact on how easy or hard it is to raid. All right, I think it could be now. I think it after this animation. See, I just don't know. Other people will know it better than me. He's still not doing it. It's going to come so soon, though. The other thing I kind of don't like about it is, like I mentioned before, Heart of Thorns added 2 support guys. Well, it added. Let's just. 2 of the support things that Heart of Thorns added really was Tempest and Druid. And really, if you think about it, just from like a high-level naming and conceptual perspective, here we go. No. So you glide and throw. Throw. Oh, shit. Well, we missed it. Okay, that was miserable. Truly miserable. Truly. And I don't know where this other event is either. Oh, well, if people want to res me... No, I'm not going to do that. That's silly. Alright, let's just go on the hill and kill him then, I guess. Miserable. You have to properly plan those and do those properly. We're going to do another giveaway in a second, guys. It's going to be a very cool one. It's going to be an Abaddon Scepter. And I do like the Abaddon Scepter, by the way. It's one of the double ticket ones. So keep an eye out, guys. There's going to be a lot of money you can win on the stream. So yeah, just come to the hill and and we'll do it this way. Yeah, like, so from a high level, you'd think it would be the violent, windy storm support that increases everyone's damage. And you'd think it would be the naturey druid support that reduces incoming damage. But that never happened in the end. Again, we talked about this very recently on a very, very recent stream. Alright, we have to CC these now. Shit, I should have ran like Tornado or something. Pulse weakness out on this with autos, since nobody else has got it covered right now. Same with the... No, this one already has weakness. I can't static it or anything. It's already going to have blinds too. There we go, that's all of those. I don't even know if we can kill the Shatterer. This has just been a fail spree here, really. We can res Prince Charming from range there. Which is hot stuff. Look at that. What? Oh god, except we wasted all this and now everyone else is dead. Oh, and the AoE res on that would have been so strong. Oh. I went for Prince Charming instead of like the other packet of people. Here we go, I got you. Oh, what? The interrupt! Bollocks! There we go, res. Hype. And this guy. Yeah. Yeah, we've got 2 minutes to do a lot of damage. So either you guys pull out your big ones or this is it. Why are people all the way over here? What are you guys doing? Seriously now? Honestly. Maybe these people have never done this boss before? Those are just full-on bodies. We're actually getting some okay damage here. The break bar did not go, though. That's a bit of a shame. And that's invulnerability for him. Alright, guys. Well, actually, this is going to be close. This will be pretty exciting. Yeah, the break bar is a bitch. You really need everyone to pay close attention. Dropping the heelsies. Dropping them. One guy died. Everyone else is okay. Come on, guys. Ah, yeah, we're going to make it. I think we are going to make it easily, actually. Nice. There we go. It's not an utter failure. Alright, guys. So, who's up for a giveaway? Oh, sweet. We got the Shatterer's crystal piece as well. Do you like me getting some of those? Okay, who's up for a giveaway? We are going to be giving away an Abaddon Scepter. Now, the Abaddon skins are pretty awesome. Now, they're low cost at the moment because they're a current set. But already you'll notice that the Abaddon Scepter is 95 gold. This thing looks really good. I'm going to be using this in Path of Fire. Alright, this is a cool set. This is a very cool weapon. Now, what's more exciting about it, though, is this is the first time they've ever done Black Lion skins that cost 2 tickets. So this is worth, like, on their initial release as well. So when they come back, they could cost double the amount as well, which would also be absurd. So basically, these are very prestigious Black Lion skins here. Very pricey, and their price is only going to go up after they've gone, okay? Yeah, the short bow is super cool too, Slack. I actually think the short bow is the coolest of the whole set. So they're only going to go up. So yeah, it's already about 100 gold, and if you hold on to this bad boy and sell it later, it's even more, or you can get it straight away and just look like a badass for a long time. So, if you guys want to enter this, you're going to have to type a word down in chat. That's all you have to do, just one word. Now, if you are subscribed to the channel, you get 10 times the chance to win. So that is the Amazon Prime thing I talked about earlier, in which you can do it for free, or if you've got $5 on hand, and if you want to support me in the channel and what we're doing, then that's also very cool and appreciated. You get your name on the screen and stuff as well if you do it. So you get 10 times the luck. Now the key word is not word. Don't type that, guys. That's silly. Good job, B-Boy, for cutting them out. The key word is not word. The key word is... Oh, and by the way, someone apparently just donated this. Someone very generously on stream donated this. So B-Boy didn't tell me the name of the person who did it. I would love to shout them out if he can do that later. But whoever that was, thank you very, very, very much. So yeah, The keyword is Inquest. 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 That's it. Inquest. That's the keyword. And you guys can go for it. And that's an Abaddon Scepter right then and there. And yeah, if you enter the giveaway, and then you're like, oh, I want to up my chances, then you can subscribe with that. And again, if you have Amazon Prime, you can do that for completely free. Lots of people, like literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different people just followed in the last second. Following is not what I'm talking about. Following doesn't give you 10 times luck. Following is just a thing that tells you when I go live and stuff, and it's totally up to you if you do it. It doesn't matter, it doesn't mean anything. What we're talking about is subscribing, right? Which is free if you have Amazon Prime, or it's... I feel like such a... God, I hate this about streams, saying this over and over and over again. But yeah, so... but to the people who just did it, welcome to the Spud Club, guys. If you want to set a reminder to do it next month as well, that would be very cool. Sir Nicholas, Joe Mama 44, Song Shadows, Explicit, Hawk Dest, Wife Troublefield, Orange Button, Fenitz Kepler, Shatterer, who also says Amazon Prime is cool, Nature's Death, Relicar Tlu, Master of Duck, Rab Saddam, all those people, they're all smart people. And thank you very much, guys, honestly, I really appreciate that. And hey, to the person who gave us the Abaddon Scepter as well, if you think about it, you just freaking got a few subs in there, so how cool is that? We mean nothing to you, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I think probably, I don't know, see, it's weird, because I thought for so long I'd just be playing Weaver in the expansion, but I think I'm so excited to play Spellbreaker, and I don't know why. I really don't. It just feels sturdy and fun, and I want to be a descendant of the Sunspears, right, as I travel the world and do fun things. So he's moving up now. So he's going this way. So we will follow him. I will not suddenly bait everyone away this time accidentally. So because he's going up, I'm guessing the Priory chick is going down, right? I'm guessing that's the way that works. Spellbreaker is the best POF spec, says Sir Robin Dole. Why is that, Sir Robin Dole? Okay, so guys, as well, with everybody, with the bulk of people who have entered the giveaway, again, remember, you just type the word Inquest and you'll get in for a chance. And if you sub, you get a higher chance. With that out of the way, I want to ask you guys something. It strikes me, people on the internet are very quick to say why they hate elite specializations. Let's flip that on its head. Let's be chills and lame and optimists, because optimists suck, right? Let's do this for a second. Someone tell me what your favorite is and why. But, like, actually go into detail. Type me, like, a little paragraph. 4 or 5 lines. 6 lines. 7 if you have to. I want to properly read here why you guys like whatever spec. Because I hear the most stupid, weird, arbitrary reasons for people not to like specs. And I'm wondering if there are stupid, weird, arbitrary reasons for people to like specs, which I suspect is true. And obviously it's not quite so offensive, and I won't get so, put off by people when, it's in favour for something nonetheless. So I kind of want to hear about this. I want to hear what it is that people actually like. And we'll see if it gets the blood pumping. Mirage take a place in PvE? All it has to do is be able to do competitive damage to have a place in PvE. So sure. When people say PvE, I hate these questions. I hate them. Our community is just not intelligent enough. Listen, you can't just say that. What do you mean PvE? Fractals? Raids? What specific raid encounters? Open world? Adventures? Like, obviously not adventures. Nobody cares about adventures that much. But like, you gotta like back at what the fuck are you talking about? Raids? And just raids in general, all it needs for that is competitive to be competitive with the damage of other people. You can be purely selfish as long as you do great damage. It's not a problem. That's why Condi Thief is there at the moment. It's not a problem. And Mirage can be in that place as well. Condi Daredevil, I should say. It can be that. And of course it can find a place in regular, open world PvE. You don't need other players to dictate to you what you can or can't play in open world PvE. If you're able to explore the world, if you're able to kill random bosses, if you're able to clear random events, if you're able to kill little things that harass you on the roads, then you can do it. You don't need benchmark recognition to be able to do that. Have fun with the spec. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a silly question to ask PvE in general, which is what you did just there. My kink is being roasted by WP. Sorry, I don't mean to roast. It's never a criticism of one person. It's just sort of the broader state of the community that this is the way we talk about things. We talk way too non-specifically about things. When people provide feedback, they should talk about what their experience with the game is. Are you a PvP or are you versus wild? Are you a PvE? If you're a PvPer, what do you climb in the leagues? Do you do automated tournaments? Do you just run around in hot joins? If you do the seasons, what you know, what's your highest? What have you got to? What are you currently? If you're a PvEer, do you actually do fractals every day? Do you have a static? Do you raid? Do you do a raiding with a static? Do you do it with pugs? Are your insights more about pug world and where people do care more about meta, or loose friendly groups, speed clear groups? Like, what is your background? Your opinion doesn't mean anything without your background attached to it. Do you know what I mean? If there's any place where I, as a YouTuber, have more say than someone else, I legitimately think it's that. Is because at least what I say is substantiated by knowing where my experience comes from. Because, you know, I've spent 7 years showing people what it is I do in the game and where my background is, you know. That would literally be all I have. You know, I really think that's so important in the Guild Wars community. I was really happy to turn this on their head. I'm being negative and whinging and stuff. I was so happy to see on a big feedback thread for, I think it was the Mirage over last week. Someone put out this massive post, and many things I disagreed with that they were talking about, but they started the post by substantiating where they came from and what they were talking about. And I think it's not enough to just say, oh, I'm a Guild Wars player, so my opinion has value. It's not enough. Where specifically are your allegiances, you know? Mirage has insane mobility. It could probably replace Daredevil with a few buff. Mirage has insane mobility? How? On what? Oh, are you talking about Executioner's Axe super speed? Because that interaction could get broken, and it's reliant on the Executioner's Axe. I don't think we should ever count that. But I'm guessing that's what you're talking about. Okay, so yeah, get over to the Inquest, guys. Over. WP, guys, tell me why you love your spec. Also, WP, talks about other stuff 5 minutes while replies are being scrolled off screen. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. Hold on, let's see. Joe Mama says, I'm looking forward to the Hollowsmith. My little Asura flipping around with a lightsaber is the greatest thing I've ever heard. I'm looking forward to the overheating mechanic because it reminds me of PvP. Wow, trying to keep threat down and max DPS. I know it's not exactly the same, but I'm looking forward to having a meter to keep in check. That's cool, dude. I saw a critique of the Hollowsmith that it was terrible and bad because it offered warrior-style gameplay, and that the devs should never do this. And I was reading that and I just thought, you have so completely missed the point of what elite specializations are trying to achieve. Elite specializations are nothing if not trying to provide the experiences of other professions through the lenses of the current 9, right? That's what they're there for. An elite specialization is precisely to give engineers that warrior style of gameplay, and vice versa to give warriors that kit swappy engineering style of gameplay. And they were just going on about all these core engie issues and why the next elite specialization needed to add stuff. And it was like, no, you're completely wrong. Your idea of how Guild Wars 2 needs to be balanced is completely broken. The answer to your question, what you want, it's okay that you feel unsatisfied, but the answer to your satisfaction is not elite specializations. It's fixing the core engineer. It's fixing the issues you perceive as they are of the core engineer. Hollowsmith is not bad because it provides a warrior style brute force gameplay, right? And you love engineer stuff, and that's not why I subscribe to play engineer. You know, you see some variant of that criticism for every single one of these things. Every single one. You see some variant of it. Oh, this isn't why I'm playing this elite spec. Why I'm playing this class. It's like, yeah, and they're not taking your class away. Your class is still there. If you want to see that kind of playstyle be augmented and improved, then look for the improvements on the core lines and the core utilities and so forth, right? But I think people sort of really struggle sort of grasping what the elite specialization system is even trying to be, you know? What else have we got? Someone screaming not viable. Weaver is my favourite, even if I main a Mesmer. I love the complexity of the Weaver, as it will probably make me play my Ellie much more. See, I don't like, myself, complexity for complexity's sake. I think there's a lot more riding on things than just that. But I see what you mean. I'm looking forward to the Hollowsmith. I want another weapon because NG has so few. I want more opportunities to get a build that isn't just Condi. And also, one-handed melee is missing for an NG, and maybe we'll get a shield buff later to make shield more viable. Also, I get to be Green Lantern. So you like the flavour and the theming? you know what would be really amazing for ArenaNet as well, that's quite difficult? When people say why they like or dislike elite specializations, it's very hard quite often to separate whether someone likes or dislikes it based on flavor or mechanics. And it's also very hard to identify whether something is fundamentally off or it's just tuned badly. The internet, generally speaking, and I myself fall into this category, and I make no bones about this, the internet itself, generally speaking, is very hyperbolic, right? And so if we don't like something, if something's a little bit imperfect, we will make out like it's the worst thing in the world. And we will make out like they are inherent issues, right? And they are just fundamentally broken things, when quite often it's not that. And in fact, I think if any really saw a lot of that on this set, it was the Mirage. Mirage had a lot of people saying this is fundamentally broken, and it's not fundamentally broken. It's just a lack of imagination. It's a lack of expanding context and situations that things can be used with future PvE encounters and how the new specs interact with one another for the PvP scenarios. And it's also just people want to be angry because it's not perfect, and so they act hyperbolic because they hope that it will get the devs' attention, right? I think there's a big problem with that on the internet as well, that people like you exaggerate and you take things to the extreme and cripple your own argument, but you do it because you hope that in this way it will get some attention from the devs, right? Better to do that than say something reasonable and never be noticed, you know? And I think we get that a lot as well. You see that with the elite specializations all over the place. Did that not count? Did we get that? Let's have a look. I wasn't even paying attention. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, we got 2 out of 3. Good job, good job, good job. So, just one more of each now. Shit, so we got K add-ins earlier as well. Oh, guys, and then we're going to get Conservation of Magic. What's my reward here? The mini accumulated ley energy. Ooh. I'm excited about this. This is like a little mini... Look how much the current events added when you really break it down and all the achievements there. It's like a little mini Living World update. Just a tiny little mini one with no voice acting, and it's cool. Alright, back to the last whiskey bar, I guess. Biggest reason people hate Mirage is because Chrono is stronger. I don't think that's totally fair, but it is a big part of it. Yeah, Chrono is just insane. So, Mirage is like, you know, clearly the underdog on it, but people don't but it won't get any credit for that, you know. I like Hollow Smith simply because I want to use shield again. Pistol sword, what, sorry? Oh, pistol shield, pistol sword, we're talking about Angie, was the old Condi thing before burning buff, but man, being able to use sword, shield, yeah. Will I be making a Shattered Observatory story video? I would like to, yes. I do. I have talked about it a lot on stream, yes, but it will be coming, I promise. You like the Mirage thematically? Most Mesmer builds lately spam Phantasms and either shatter or just keep them up, while the Mirage has some play with clones and giving them damage. The new dodge mechanic is also meant to confuse people. Overall, Mirage focuses on the mind game aspect of Mesmer, and it just makes the gameplay at least a little different from past Mesmer builds. See, I'm with you on that, and that's what excites me about it. That's also why people say it's fundamentally broken. They'll come out with like these unsubstantiated, sweeping judgments, and they'll say, it plays with mind games, people are too smart for that, so it will never work, full stop. But I think it's not like... to justify the existence of Mirage... Mirage doesn't have to trick someone for 30 seconds at a time that a clone was actually the Mesmer in the end. You know, you don't have to pull off these insane, massive, sweeping, deceptive dupes and manipulations that are just absurd. You know, you don't have to go that far to justify the existence of Mirage. If you can just trick someone out, like once or twice on occasion in a 1v1 or in a team fight, you can just be a little bit more deceptive, and you can play a little bit more of those mind games throughout the long slog that will be a 1v1. That already is justifying the Mirage's existence. Adding more play into those kind of dupey playstyles, that's what they're talking about, and I think that that's all very meaningful. Chrono Mirage like two children, they're equally precious but still completely differently. WP, I put the dude who donated the Abaddon Scepter name in whispers. Okay, cool. Everybody, can we just give a massive round of applause? Can we type, you know, Tato hype or whatever? You know, throw your emotes out there. Everyone who just subbed to the stream for the 10 times luck and stuff, everybody give a massive thanks to Wilbert X, who gave us an Abaddon Scepter there and is a freaking legend and seriously helped us out. So thank you very, very much there. I will Bertex. You're a god, man. Thank you. And hopefully we'll give everybody a nice cheer and happy, you know, response every time, or any time somebody does something similar. Whew. Alright, so we're waiting for this guy to respawn. What time is it? How long have we been streaming? 2.5 hours already. Jesus. It's been going on long. We'll probably do one more event and then we'll look into some closing comments and discussion and stuffs. Stop sucking dick, Wilbert, says Mukdoogie. Really raising the bar on Twitch chat there, aren't you? I don't care for the skills. I love the flavour of Carla Scorchrazor. I love the pick and what she means in chart history. The idea of Portal in the mist and the battle she was in and putting missiles is the coolest thing ever. Yeah, I really like it. You know what actually depresses me? I don't know. It's probably not just the Guild Wars community, but Christ Almighty, there are a lot of people who've got a real chip on their soldier. Wow, real chip on their shoulder on their soldier. With the fact that it's Carla and not Pyre. And they're like, oh, SGWs, feminism, please, somebody pay attention to me. Why won't women talk to me? I hate women. There's so much, like, oh, why are they bringing politics in? Why have they got their agenda in? They just look like such crybabies to me. Like, I honestly, it would be the last thing that I would ever consider. Like, how people got so hung up on this bollocks is ridiculous to me. Like, absolutely absurd. Serious time to question yourself and look in the mirror if you actually give that much of a shit about that. No, I just think fundamentally, right, Pyre would have been an okay choice for the Legend because we played with Pyre in the first game, and a lot of Rev is about honouring Guild Wars 1, and a lot of Rev does sort of play with that, yes, but let's be real, in terms of the actual lore and story that they've presented, Carla was she was way more badass than Pyre was. Pyre didn't actually do that much. He has an events to his name, but Carla accomplished a shit ton more than Pyre did. And I think, as well, for what it's worth, it's an interesting space to go to explore a story that's between GW 1 and 2. I think we do need a bit of that balance. Heart of Thorns has kind of been sneered at a little bit. Or Season 3, sorry. Season 3 has been sneered at a bit by people saying, oh, it's all just, you know, wanking off fanfest stuff over fan fiction and fan service to Guild Wars 1 players. There's no quality storytelling. They just do Guild Wars 1 stuff all the time. Well, I think that, you know, it's nice to have a bit of a kickback, a bit of a balance to that, you know, slant maybe that has been there on Season 3, I feel like. To go to Carla, you know, which is still the history of this world and this franchise, but it's actually a big part of the history, which we get very little on, which is the 250-year gap. Why Carla is in this expansion, which is very little to do with the story right now, is something else. But that would have been a criticism perfectly comfortably levied at them doing Pyre too. Pyre never had any ties to the Crystal Desert just as much as Carla didn't. And that's the discussion to be had. Like, honestly, it really depresses me how much people obsess over such boring, like, dumb stuff. So, yeah. So if anyone's looking for some sympathy or me to voice that opinion, oh, there's such social justice, blah, 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 I mean, you're really barking up the wrong tree. How do I join your squad? You can right now. We've got 47 out of 50, but there's very few spaces. You just type into the in-game chat /squad join and then lys, L-Y-S. That's it. That's what you do. You like the Firebrand because I want to burn all the things. That Grandmaster trait that lets the passive virtual roll cooldown is so tasty. What if you don't like Char at all? I don't think that's a particularly good criticism either. What? You know, were you offended when Jarlis got added to the game because you don't like dwarves? Were you offended when Malix was in the core Revenant because you don't like Abaddon and the Marganites? Are you offended with any? No, come on, it's stupid. Because you don't like centaurs. You've heard that there have been too many you hate Harathi Hinterlands. It's your most hated map. You hate the abilities that centaurs use, and now how dare they put Ventari onto the Revenant? Fuck you, ArenaNet. No, come on, we're going off the deep end. It's 1/6 of the class. Maybe you can argue because it's an elite specialization, there's more focus on it, but still. If you don't like Char, then yeah, maybe just don't play that elite spec, or, you know, theme it a bit differently. Find your own little headcanon if that is what's amusing to you of how to justify why you're channeling a Char. But you know, the Revenant doesn't have to, the character, if you're doing it from like an RP thing, your Revenant can hate the people that inhabits their mind with them. Do they necessarily love being with Malix, a torment demon, or Shiro, a messed up assassin? No, right? So why should it be any different for Carla? Maybe you hate Carla. Now listen, it's different if when it comes out, there's dialogue where Carla speaks to us and she says, "Ah, me and the ladies, we beat all those stupid, nasty men. Ugh, aren't men so stupid they can't do anything?" And then our character turns around and says, "Oh my god, yeah, men are so stupid. I wish I didn't have a dick," right? If that was the dialogue that was in-game, then yeah, maybe I'd take issue. But clearly that's not going to be the dialogue, is it? So, you know, let's just chill out, shall we? What do you think if ArenaNet added a transgender to Dragon's Watch? Lol, that would be a bit awkward, not gonna lie. I mean, yeah, I think I would start to notice a bit more at that point, that maybe, you know, they're using the game too much as a platform to push, to try and enact changes they want to see in real world. Because to a certain point, I think that the devs are beholden to making the product the best it can be, instead of using the product as a platform to affect the real world. And the thing is, everyone does that to an extent, right? Everyone does that. That's why you any kind of product you make, that's why you have it exist in the way that you do, and especially when we come to like forms of media. And there is a line, but I don't think ArenaNet are anywhere near that line right now in any respect. That would be awesome if Carla was like that. What if she sounded like a valley girl? Yeah, and I mean, we do already have a trans character in Lion's Arch, and you know, I just, it's very weird to me. I just can't understand anyone who would get offended by it. Do you know what I mean? Or find it's even that much of a talking point. The talking point for me is not that there's a trans character in Guild Wars 2. I don't care. The talking point for me is people's obsession with it. And my curiosity over their obsession with it. That's what's so weird, you know. Just sort of, because quite often I can relate with people. And sort of see why people feel certain ways. But, I mean, I really don't. What people do with their own bodies and the privacy of their own homes and stuff, it's just none of my business. I don't care about. And if you want to represent various lifestyles through different NPCs in a massive game like an MMO, then go ahead. You know? It's not a problem. That's about as most interesting discussion as I could get out of it. You like the Renegade because that was the coolest name for the Gen 2 Elite Specs? I do like Renegade, by the way. I do think Renegade is a very cool name. Yeah. And it kind of works on a Condi Ferocity line as well, I think. When I think Renegade, if I was going to pick two attributes to embody Renegade, I would probably go Condition Damage and Ferocity. I don't know. What would you guys go? Nick says, "I'm not offended, it was just a thought." Yeah, I'm not accusing anyone that prompts the discussion in Twitch chat. Generally speaking, just so that Twitch chat understands, I take pretty much any comment as like a salty joke or someone being devil's advocate. If I ever disagree with you in chat, generally speaking, sometimes I'll see someone voices an opinion that seems genuinely really weird, and I'll more directly be speaking to that individual, but generally I'm not. We attack ideas, not people. You get that? Renegade should be followed by a Maverick. Total makeover kit is SJW Propaganda 1111111. I love Firebrand because I think it really advances the cool / fun / lore of the Guardian. I think it brings it back special differences between it and another spellcaster. Yeah, I think the lore side of it's been very cool, actually, to see. Like, on all the flavor text and stuff. You know, this is a bit sad of me, but I actually think that Guild Wars 2... and I don't like advocating for options in Guild Wars all the time, because I think we've got more than enough. But I actually think Guild Wars 2 could really benefit from an option that Guild Wars 1 had, which was simple tooltips. And the devs obviously put a lot of work into tooltips. And so I think that they would probably hate the thought that there would be an option and most people wouldn't even see that work or whatever, or there's more opportunities for people to not be good or whatever. But I would love an option where, you know, if we look at, you know, when you look at like Deadeye and you mouse over the F1 and it's got all this huge number of amount of information. Look at this, right? This huge amount of information. And even the block of text at the top isn't particularly flavor heavy, right? Like there's flavor in it, but it's still trying to be very descriptive of the actual skill effect itself. And with the Path of Fire ones, you see that they're way more just on flavor. And so what I would quite like is Guild Wars 1 had this option where you can check a box and Overload Air would no longer have all of this. We'd mouse over it and it would just have a flavor description. It would say, use powerful air magic to summon a nimbus. And then that would be it. Or summon a nimbus that imbues your allies with powerful electricity. And that would be it. It would be totally, it would be vaguely, it would be flavor descriptive, but not, you know, it wouldn't, you wouldn't be able to get a great sense of the skill. But what that would mean, it would be very compact, right? And there would be just nice little flavor descriptions. I actually think stuff like that's really important. I was reading a thread last night about the reception to Artifact from Valve. Now, I don't know how many of you guys are out of the loop on this, so I'll just talk about it. Valve announced a new game. People were hoping it was going to be a return to, like, you know, strong story-driven single-player experiences, not just cash cow, you know, PvP platforms, essentially, which is what they've definitely transitioned into. Everyone was really excited about a new Valve IP. Trailer goes out, and it's this game called Artifact. Now, Artifact, the trailer itself has nothing showing the game or how it's interesting or anything. And what it is it's a Dota card game, right? So it's like a cash-in of a card game based on their established cash-in as the MOBA genre blew up, right? And you could say they had their claims and their rights to making Dota 2 and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, it was like the most, like, corporate, money-driven, soulless kind of product you can imagine someone putting out. And it was so bad. It's got terrible reception. Like, the like-to-dislike ratio on that trailer on YouTube is worse than Infinite Warfare, right? Like Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, which was, like, massively panned on its announcement too. And you know, you can hear the crowd groan in the theater. Well, not the theater, in the place when it was shown. Anyway, so I was reading a thread about this, and people were just talking about, like, why Hearthstone is as good as it is, and why everyone's trying to bundle in on the like this virtual TCG scene. And this is relevant for us as Guild Wars players, by the way, because, you know, we know that ArenaNet has, like, a mobile developer, and the chances that there's a card game are probably quite high, like a Guild Wars card game. So anyway, and someone was talking about how important it is that, you know, Hearthstone's great because Blizzard are masters of the look and feel and the user experience and the readability of the user interface and the flow and speed of the UI and how we get into the matches and all of that stuff. They're masters of it. They're really good. And that, you know, it's not an accident that Hearthstone's as good as it is. A lot of it, and people very rarely pay attention to those sides of design and why that's important in games. And, you know, I was reading this comment, and I just found myself nodding furiously with this comment. I agree so wholeheartedly. Like, that's such a huge part of what makes games good and what gets people in and what keeps people playing them. And when I look at Guild Wars 2 of today, and I look at new people coming in, and I look at, you know, the complexity of these elite specs and all the information overload and how we get them, I do think a huge amount of it comes down to, you know, like little options. Like, by default, if the game just gave you very simple flavor descriptions instead of these massive meaty tooltips, right? I think that there is value in that stuff. So yeah, all of that is to say I think that would be a cool little option, and I think that stuff is really important for games and often undervalued. And I'd like to see that there. Did I see the live reveal? No, I only heard about it a couple of days after, and then again, I think it was last night actually. I was talking to some people about it again. Hey WP, I've got a task for you. Mind asking chat/people around you to write some sweet words for someone they love? Could need some ideas for a mail in which I will give my girlfriend a kudzu. Woo! What if your girlfriend sees the stream and it's spoiled, man? That would be just about the weirdest thing I've ever got chat to do ever. What do you think, chat? Do you want to do this? I will do that plug, B-boy. Do you want to do this, guys? Type some lovely, loving thoughts at anything. At your dog, your cat, your mum, your sister, your nan, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your love for Doritos and cool Mountain Dew, your love for Guild Wars 2, South Sun Survival. Just put it in the sweetest words you can. Woo it like the most beautiful woman you've ever seen, and you wanna spend your life with her. All right. And then this guy can steal your lovely sentiments and thoughts, pretend that they're his, and get in a little bit more with his own girlfriend. Yeah? Maybe he'll get a sweet little treat from that on that evening. So you go. You're getting the wooden potatoes treatment here. We're a bunch of smart dudes. So you're about to be exploded with lovey-dovey stuff. We didn't even do this on Valentine's Day. He says, thanks, got some ideas now. Really? You've already got some ideas from that? From Twitch chat. This loving romantic message was sent to you by Twitch chat. Not the worst of Twitch chats, but Twitch chat nonetheless. My love for South Sun Speedo Farron is endless, like grains of sand on the beach. The one I always think of is from a cartoon show called The Fairly Odd Parents, where one of the characters describes he must fall in love with a character. I don't even remember the circumstance of this quote. I just remember the quote. But it was, my love for you burns with the eternal... Wait, what is it? I've forgotten it. What is it? My love for you burns with the eternal heat, the eternal passion of 1,000 suns. That's what it is. It's 1,000 suns. I can't remember quite what the middle part of the quote is though. Smooth, yeah, I know. I'm not a smooth man, alright? If someone comes to love me, it's not because I'm smooth, I can tell you that much. I'm sure my girlfriend would be happy to tell you all about it. The 1,000 suns, S-O-N-S, Kappa. Roses are red, potatoes are brown. You so ugly, you effing clown. Beautiful, I know. That's awesome. Alright, look. As far as I'm concerned, we got a huge ass Zerg. Let's just do this once more, shall we? So, we want to go to that Chicolita, right? So, we go to... Which... Here, right? She starts, like, over here. So, we'll do the last one now, guys. Or here, Refuge Sanctum. I think this is where she spawns. Because we're doing very good, and hey, look, it'll be nice to finish this thing for current events. Look, I'm getting AP for the first time in, like, ages. I still don't have my daily capped. Alright, Conservation of Magic. So we got Kiadin Study. This is all we need now, Kiadin. And then we finish it, and we get the achievement. And then we've got Just of the Blade done. We've got Anomalous Occurrences, except 2 more of those. Transfer Chaser is done, and then I'm just going to make more versions of Caladbolg. And I could skin swap to do that, but I want to make the full ones. Have you tried the new Frostbow for healing? I really love the 25%, the 20% benevolence buff on the auto. Yeah, I like it on paper, and I have tried using it, but I have to be honest with you, I've not felt the impact of that 20% benevolence. I'm sure it's OP and really strong and great, and I've been playing with it, and I'm sure I've been reaping the benefits, but have I actually felt like my healing be stronger ever since? Not really, because often when you're in those situations and you really care about it, there's other mechanics you're focusing on, and you're looking at positioning and your next cooldown and stuff anyway, instead of like really closely comparing the difference between your heals when you had the 20% up versus not. Amai says you're a jerk. Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. I love my women like I love my coffee, hot, steamy, and all over my crotch. Oh baby. I thought you were going to say hot steaming all over my couch. Which also sort of would have worked. When did they add the side stories tab? Last patch. There was a lot that happened in the last patch. I never talked about it. I did talk about it on a video, but I didn't properly show it off. And I regret that, but I had a ton of episode 6 stuff to do. And I had 6 days to do it. 5 days to do it in, really. Before the expansion announcement, and I was making the post show at the same time, so I ended up doing 2 main patch videos, a JP video, a map video, and something else, maybe a balance. Did I do the balance video in the end? I don't think I did the balance video in the end, but then at that point it was go time for the post show. Do you think they should add minor heat mechanics on other NG weapons other than only the sword with the Hollowsmith? I do, my lord, I do. Oh, your name's awesome. It made me call you my lord. Yeah, I do. I think that would be very cool. And it should be there. We talked about that on yesterday's streams. How do you get rid of pimples in your ears? There's a... What were they called? I was never a spotty teenager, so I don't remember the name. But I used to have friends using it all the time. What were they called? Oxy pads? Were they called? They're like, you know, you know, they're like grainy sort of pads that are minty when you rub them on your face, and they make you clean. There you go. That's. I sound so dirty right now. That's what it is. I can't remember what they are. Still waiting for my thoughts on the last story. Yeah, you will get them, my friend. Don't worry. Thoughts on a Tomb Raider elite spec for Thief? Maybe supported with axes and spirits. Oh, like some kind of like Indiana Jones or Lara Croft tomb raiding style thing for like the Egyptian tombs and stuff. Oh, his girlfriend was reading chat. When you guys all left those lovely messages, his girlfriend was reading chat, guys. Got some awesome giggles / laughs. Aww. Get in there, my son. I'm glad to have been your wingman for this evening. I hope you enjoy a passion-filled night full of making out on the couch. Sub mode to talk about acne. Did we go to sub mode during the acne thing? This is a weird stream. Reboot the Lord series. Okay, thanks. Well, listen. Okay, so I can finally talk about this. The Lore series is like so annoying that they went to Nightfall. This basically started around the time of the leaks. Because as soon as I realised it was Nightfall, it was like, okay, I was really hoping it would be Cantha, because then I could logically move through. But I can't. The way I know I want, it's not that the scripts are fully done, but I know the way that I want to do that series, and to do that series justice. Oh shit, is it going? Oh no, that's a different event. Are we in the right place? Consortium are at the last whiskey bar. Is that where I need to go then? Is this it? Is this what we're doing? The way I want to do that series, right, is there will be a really good rollover between factions into Nightfall. Like, I don't want to tell the story of Nightfall in the Lore series way. I don't want to tell that story without having established who Shiro is and stuff. Because then, when we get to the Realm of Torment in our retelling of that story, it's going to be crap. Because, like, I'm not going to be able to riff off of the re-emergence of Shiro, right? I'm not going to be able to do that very well. So, I need to do Cantha first, but I don't want to do Cantha until it's worthwhile alongside with an expansion. It's just not going to get the viewership it deserves. None of it will. So, it's, like, really annoying. Basically, guys, Cantha's not that great, alright? But if you are excited about ArenaNet taking us back to Cantha one day, you should be excited because it means the return of the Wind and Potatoes Lore series. That's why. When I started on Patreon, I was hoping that I'd have the money from it to be able to pay artists and stuff, but it's just not realistic. Because apparently rent and utilities and bills and being an adult actually costs a lot of money. Who would have thunk it? You'd love to see an Avenger Elite spec for the Guardian? And also, artists charge a lot, by the way. And that's not me disparaging artists. That's not me judging artists. But generally speaking, artists do charge quite a lot. And the more pieces you want, you know, it can go up and up and up. There's an amazing guy on the scene, though. I will just say there is an amazing guy on the scene. He's been doing a lot more lately, and it's been really great to see. But a guy called Vasberg, a lot of you guys will have heard of him. He does amazing Canthan-inspired art. And he basically, he came to me a long time ago, and he said, listen, I will be so happy to do so much work on this for so little for you, because I love Cantha that much, and I want this as an in. Please, please, let's do this series. And I basically turned him away in the end. But he's, well, I didn't turn him away, it just sort of never manifested, because timing was never quite right. Because the series is not good until we're reading it do the series. So, until they do the game. Should I get the cat tag or the Dorito tag for your first tag? Dorito. I don't see people's obsession with cats. Here we go, so here's Kiadin, she's just spawned. This is it. Potatoes are brown, Kudzu is green, Twitch is making poetry to take an arrow to my knee. There's one other cool, by the way, thing to do with the Lore series. They may have sort of fucked me over a desk with the Nightfall thing. But at least they've not taken us north of, well, they sort of did here, but at least we haven't gone back to the Eye of the North and the Blood Legion homelands, and generally speaking, I mean, this was kind of a thing, but let's ignore that for a second. And they never did this map. A lot of the Nightfall stuff is still sort of okay for me, and like Primordus, we haven't killed Primordus, not Nightfall, Eye of the North. A lot of the Eye of the North stuff, and we haven't killed Primordus, so if we do all of these stories and then we're killing Primordus later, if they go Cantha and then finally we go back to the depths and stuff, that still works beautifully. So when I do the Lore series for Eye of the North, that still works. And that's beautiful, and that's a silver lining that's still there. Just get the person who did the Cormier meme video to do your art. William, would you believe that I already did? He was a contributing artist while he was making the Nightfall video. We were working together at the same time on, he is in the series already. That man, Eli, he did art for it. And I don't think he'd be interested anymore. The guy's quite a big. Well, I don't know. He's not really a big. He gets very good viewership on his videos, but he posts very infrequently. But you know, he's like he's a YouTuber in his own right, and he does his own stuff. I would never go back to him because I don't think his heart would be in it so much. That's not for me to say. It's just my suspicion, and I wouldn't want to bother him with it. I almost did bother him. I almost did message him. I said, hey, do you remember me from a few years ago? We did this project together. You did the Cormier video. Everyone loves this Cormier video. Can I have your permission to do it on the official announcement of a Guild Wars 2 expansion on the post-show? And I was going to say to him, I can't tell you the details of that expansion or why I want your video, but can we do that? But I didn't in the end. Because what I wanted was for a joke. One other thing, because I thought of a lot of different things for the post show. I think I did an okay job. But one of the other things I wanted to do on the post show was I wanted to host the Cormier video. I wanted to put it on there. Of we're going to North and blah blah blah, and that would have been quite fun. Wait, I'm afraid? Who am I afraid of? What? I don't think there's enough love for the magic floating shark in Siren's Landing. Really? I quite like that shark. It's a fun boss. I mean, it's not that crazy. We still have at least 5 minutes, apparently, for this thing to spawn. Dude, I love the way this char looks. He reminds me a lot of a Jade Armor. The gauntlets look great on it as well. New elite spec for Mesmers. Create clones as Horcruxes. If the player gets killed, the player teleports to an existing clone's location and takes its place. I don't think that's a new elite spec, Wabasaki. I think, or Wabasakai, however you say your name. I think that that's a Mirage thing, and if we don't see it on Mirage, we won't see it anywhere. I think that's Mirage territory. I think the next Mesmer elite specialization should look into Illusions ++. Instead of like going on the clone angle, now let's double down on the Phantasm angle somehow. Maybe add more depth to the way that Shattering works. You know how, for example, you know how Spellbreaker, when you use your burst, your F1 burst, it only consumes 1 bar of adrenaline now. But it comes in exchange of power in other areas, and it just sort of mixes up the playstyle a bit. I think there is space for a Mesmer elite specialization that does a similar thing with shatters. Right now, when you shatter, you spend all at once. But what if we did it, what if we're in a world where shattering only consumes 1 charge, but now you have more charges, or, you know, the cooldowns are different, and so on and so on and so on. Do you get what I mean? I think there's a lot to play with, just with the idea of shattering, right? Shattering and illusion control. We also talked about the idea of a non-illusionist Mesmer elite spec a while ago. Sort of the Soul Beast equivalent. Like, Soul Beast represents an entire archetype of elite specs that they could go into, and that is the idea of taking away what is fundamental to the class to see what's left over and if it's a workable concept and something that's fun, right? So, for Soul Beast, it's, okay, we don't really take the pet away, but you sort of play with the idea of getting rid of it, right? I think that is a category of elite specs that could work on loads of them. So you play with this idea, all right, well, how would an illusion-less Mesmer work? Let's dive in on that and see how that works. What if we shift Phantasms back to their Guild Wars 1 counterparts, where Phantasms weren't like spawns, they actually were like hexes and things, and they existed purely in the minds of our enemies, and they worked very differently, you know, that illusion idea. What's another good example? How do we play with... that's a boring one. I mean, a lot of them are boring, right? But how do you play with an adrenaline-less warrior or a virtue-less Guardian? Or, I mean, thematically, I like the idea of a virtueless Guardian, because that really turns the thing on its head. The next Ley Line Anomaly is up in a few minutes. Yep. You're still waiting for the Mesmer's elite spec for Mesmer? The memester, sorry, the memester. Yeah. I mean, Bard. Bard is basically the original meme about that, right? Oh, you're saying the next Ley Line Anomaly is up. So that's the way they charge around the maps, right? Is it really just a few minutes? We should get a message when that comes up. Alright, maybe we'll do that as well then. Because that will finish us... anomalous occurrences. It won't finish. We'll go 9 out of 10, but 9 out of 10 is still pretty good. Shatter breaks 1 illusion. Shatter effects from source player location. Player teleports to an illusion. Yeah, I don't know. Again, the idea of swapping with illusions and stuff, I think is Mirage territory. I think that kind of flighty, like, dippy kind of idea. I think that's more Mirage-y. I think that there's sort of something to be said, definitely for a power spec for Mesmer, like a nice, strong, really heavy-hitting power notion. Yeah, like attunementless Ellie is something I was sort of on the edge of saying, but that's so crazy that it's sort of, I don't know. I don't know how that would ever really work. I think an Arcanist is a good idea, right? Maybe it seems a bit middle of the road and a bit boring, but like an F5, a 5th attunement, and it's the Arcane attunement, and it's got 5 skills for every weapon. I mean, Christ, seeing what they did with Weaver, they could. I now have confidence they could do that for Arcanist. So there would be 5 Arcane Staff skills, 5 Arcane, 3 Arcane Scepter skills, 2 Focus, 3 Dagger, and then whatever the new weapon is as well, you know. Focus main hand, because why not? Or Scepter off hand. Scepter off hand Arcanist. Let's do that. Yeah, and then what's a super magic-y kind of see, I want a Conjurer kind of thing as well. I don't know. Arcane could be like a kit, equip, or alt mode, like Druid Tomes. I don't think we need more kits when essentially Conjures are kits, essentially. They're not really, but they're close enough. Mirage also has shards, though. Otherwise, playing with broken pieces from Shatters would be a great idea to go with. Yeah, it's almost like the broken mirror thing could go on a Shatter spec, doesn't it? Isn't it? For a Canthan Elite, a core mechanic built around that faction skills that double cast. So the whole core mechanic is built around building the chance to double cast spells. I think that's more of a Mesmery thing, really. And Mirage gets just the toe in, just the tip in. Arcanist, only 3 achievements based on your specialities. Oh my god, Squish Love, that's such a wild idea. I wonder if the game can even do that. Well, you'd only get 2. So you'd have Arcane Attunement. If this didn't say Tempest, if this said Arcanist, I would have Arcane Attunement on F1, and then I'd have Arcane Attunement on F2. How does this work with Arcane here? I don't know. But then I'd have Water and Arcane. Maybe it wouldn't be called Arcanist. Maybe what you're talking about is something different. That's like just... That's like Master Elementalist, right? Or something. How would Ellie Glyphs work with the Elite spec? With Weaver, it's a good question. Unfortunately, they missed a really cool opportunity. They could have had the Glyphs pay respect to both attunements that you're under the effects of at once. So you get double summons if you use the summon Glyphs, the Elite or the other one. Or you get double Condis from Glyph of... which is very fitting with what Weaver's going for. Or you get... and yeah, big CCs here, guys. Big CCs, big CCs. Or you get... like double res effects. So you can res someone... You could res 3 people and teleport them all to your location at once. Or you could res 3 people and at 100%. Or you could res 3 people and all 3 of them will res again if they go down because you're Fire Earth. I love all of those. Those are so cool for Glyphs. Don't you guys think that those interactions sound awesome? Potentially too strong, but I mean the Glyph of Renewal cooldown's so fucking long anyway. But I love all those ideas. I really do, but that doesn't work. I actually... Boots, I think, laments the loss of, like, Stoneheart more than anything else. Like, so you could be, in theory, with the other stuff, it could be, as long as you're half in Earth, you are uncrittable. As long as you are half in Water, you are pumping out Soothing Mist and stuff. I think he laments those. I think if I lament any of that stuff, it's the fact that it doesn't work with the Glyphs, because I think the Glyphs could have been really fun to double cast. And it wouldn't be you double heal, but it would be that you, on the heal Glyph, but it would be that you heal plus might and regen, or you heal plus might and prot, or regen and prot, or, you know, whatever. Swiftness and one of those. And that could work. That would be balanced, certainly. Speaking of free artwork, on the 15th 9th, my finals are done, and I'd have free time to do some for you. With me if you're interested. Oh man, I am, but I hate working for people when I can't pay them. That's my main problem. I really do. Welk is like very annoying in that respect. But generally speaking, I I sort of hated making the lore series and a lot of... I mean, I love making it, and I love the experience it gave me, and I think it really did round me out a lot. I sort of learned more about project management and working in teams in kind of a very sort of professional environment, and a professional environment that I cultivated during those as well. I learned a lot about that, perhaps even more than I did from, like, 2 to 3 years working in fucking big-ass corporate soulless buildings doing IT. I mean, I really did. It was a very, very rewarding product. But what it did teach me is, if you're not paying people, it's very hard. Like, Welk has the advantage of, at least if I'm, like, so let me explain. If I'm doing the lore series and I really don't like what someone's made, and this happens several times, but they've done it pro bono for you because they're nice. Did we fail that one? I think we failed it, didn't we? We failed. They got more than 3 in. That's a shame. Oh, they said we got it. Did we get it? Why am I selling on T2 then? Did I give it to the wrong... You needed to hand the essence into the right person. You didn't give it to the right person. Oh! To finish my story, you know, if someone does that, but they did it pro bono and for funsies and nice stuff, and then you're like, okay, I don't like it. You know, first of all, it's quite hard to say to someone, yeah, I don't like it. Can you do it again? And especially if it's under crunch and you're asking for loads of art and they've been putting loads of effort in, and now you're just sort of spitting it back in their face. That's hard enough. But then what if they bring it back and it's still bad? And then what if they bring it back and it's still bad? What do you do? How do you handle it? It's very tricky. Do you know what I mean? To not, like, offend someone. And now they put even more effort in and you've doubled down even more and it's even more offensive. Ley Line is up in Iron March. Let's just do the Ley Line then, and then we'll end it there. You know, and that's one little example of how it can kind of work. When you're actually, you know... Well, presumably, I've never been in this position, but if I had the position to say, look, here's a grand, go make me a ton of awesome stuff, and let me be picky about it, it's very, you know, it's a very different world you live in. It's actually in Iron Marches. It's over there. The thing is contested. Do you think Ritlock is going to be a primary NPC in Path of Fire, or will it be someone else this time? No, it looks like he's going to be a primary NPC, unless they kill him super quickly, and I would hope they'd have a good justification for that. I don't think that the table is set for such a thing. I mean, maybe they could kill him, because it makes me think of why is Carla there, and where might the story go after this. If they're going to go into Char stuff... They could make Ritlock like this total badass. Oh, the res is beauty. They could make Ritlock like this total badass, and then there we go. And like make the people of the Char legions reliant on him or whatever, or you know, he really has finished stopping the ghost, but he has to be like in charge or some shit. I don't know. There's loads of different ways you could do it. Basically, make him such a cool guy that, you know, a lot of what's going on with the Char revolves around him, and then suddenly he sort of dies, and it's like, oh shit, what does this cause? And now it's caused strife between the legions and stuff, and we see that the future stories start being about that kind of stuff. Maybe that would be an interesting direction to go in, but. So we can res while we're on the run. Look at that guy. Look at him. Look at this chrono getting healed up. Look at that shit. Oh, I need to dodge. And he's up. Look at that. And now we're going to press F and we're going to get these 5 guys. And we're out of here. And they're all going to stand up. Look at that. Oh, baby. But, you know, like, I think as I get older, I care a lot more about... I care a lot less about killing characters. I wouldn't say I've ever gone off the deep end with it. But, you know, for a while there, I think, you know, and I'm talking several years ago now, but for a while I thought that, you know, like, oh, that was always the coolest stuff that, like, big epic fantasy RPG was aiming to do. Make you love a character, then they die in a shock moment, and, you know, like, in a lot of media that not just high fantasy either, right? Like even stuff like Lost, which eventually is, you know, fantasy, I would say, and definitely with quite overt sci-fi tones on it too. But you know, there's a lot of shows that just sort of fall into that. But I've learned a bit more recently that you can do a lot without constantly killing characters, and it's not always like the be-all and end-all. And so I would be quite conservative about that, you know. But, you know, some shows that you watch, it really feels like it's all just revolves around that. Like, The Walking Dead, I don't think by any stretch is a good show anymore. It's pretty hit or miss. Sometimes when it's hit, it's pretty good, but it's pretty hit or miss, right? I don't think it's very much of that show. But when you, we don't have to talk about it as it exists now. We can talk about it back when it was much more ubiquitously loved, right? And, you know, a show like that can kind of feel like what it boils down to is you're watching it really just to see the major story beats, as in who dies and who survives, kind of thing. Like, and obviously it's a zombie apocalypse thing, so there's going to be a huge amount of that. But I mean, it really does end up feeling like it's just getting distilled down to that. I'm just watching to see who the next main character is. I'm not watching because I really want to see Glenn's character progression. I'm just watching to see when or if they ever kill him off. Do you know what I mean? Or any other character that you like. And I feel like there's quite a lot of that in a lot of media these days. Or a lot of, no, don't let me say that. In a lot of the media that's caught my eye and my attention and I've fallen in love with recently. And I think that probably influenced me about like how writers should develop death in their works. In some of the, maybe a little bit too much of an exaggerated way. You know, I think I get balanced out a lot more when I see this like very like, essentially trashy TV that you get in the 90s. And like, watching a lot of Star Trek over the past year as well has also taught me a lot of other things, I think. About how you can have a great show with interesting things happening, even if the characters do have plot armor forever, you know, or essentially do. Until one of the actors or actresses decides to leave, which is basically what Deep Space Nine was. I am very rewarded running this build right now, I have to say. This is very cool. Here we go, reses. Look at the reses. Look at all these green numbers. I wish I was running something on a meter right now. Oh my god. That was great. Holy shit. That was so great. Whew. Rip my frames. Have you played the new Fractal? And if so, what are your thoughts on it? I think it's really good. You'll have videos on my thoughts coming very soon. I totally agree. It's the worst with gay characters. They only appear to die. What, in The Walking Dead? But again, like, everyone's basically... The pretense of that show is everyone's on a sell-by date, right? You know what? This might sound like I'm being mean or derivative. I'm really not, right? To me, you watch Walking Dead in the same... And other shows like Walking Dead. You watch it in the same way as you watch Pokemon the anime. In that what you're really watching for... is the big set piece changes, i.e. when Ash or his teammates get a new Pokemon or has to release a Pokemon. Right, that's the same way you consume The Walking Dead, right? When someone new comes into the team that you either like or don't like, or when an established person dies, right? It's the same fundamentally. And I don't talk about this as in, you know, you can break anything down to its fundamentals and everything's the same. You know, there's a very, very overt similarity between both Pokemon and the way you consume Walking Dead. In that you're just looking for those big beats. All these people have never got these waypoints. What is this, Spuds? Guys, this was a great stream. This was a truly lovely stream. It was wonderful to see all of you. It's nice to see people rallying around current events. I will be streaming again tomorrow. Same time tomorrow. We'll be talking more about Path of Fire. Hopefully I'll get less rambly about stuff. It's quite late, so hey, you must forgive me. But yeah, same time tomorrow, guys. We'll be doing more. If you think you might miss it, don't forget there is a follow button you can click. And I honestly don't care if you click that or not, but it does help you to keep up with the stream and know when stuff's going on. It will send you a little message when I next go live on the website if you don't really use Twitch very much, which would mean you're quite like me. But there you go. So we will leave it there. Thanks very much, guys. We'll talk more about Path of Fire. Hopefully you will have seen a video on YouTube by that time. I was very busy today, which is why the stream was a little bit late. And we will end it on that one. So thanks, NA. It's been a lot of fun. Sorry that I didn't get all the messages and things, guys. I'll Inks host. I'll host Inks as well. We're gonna host Inks as well. So check out Inks. I'll be in chat. Have fun, guys, and I will see you very, very shortly. Come to Discord. Check out the lottery. All that fun stuff. See you very soon. Definitely check out the links we're about to put in chat. See you soon, guys.
Wooden potatoes. Wow. You're killing it, WP. 1,687 viewers. That is crazy.